30, 20, 10, touchdown Herd, 88 yards, and that ought to do it.
I don't have a chip on my shoulder. Okay, I have a boulder. It's not a chip, and I have one on each shoulder, and I'm ready to go.
This is Marshall University football on the Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield. Live play-by-play coverage of today's game is brought to you by the West Virginia Lottery. It could happen to you. Play in store and online with iPlay. Download the WV Lottery app today. Visit WVLottery.com and check out our contests on Facebook or Instagram. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. Encova Insurance. Encova Insurance is a teammate you can trust for auto, home, and business insurance. Choose Encova. Visit Encova.com to learn more. Ford. There's more in store. Delta Hotels. Delta Hotels Huntington Mall and Huntington Downtown. The official hotels of Marshall Athletics. Simple. Made perfect. And by CareSource. Featuring easy-to-afford marketplace health plans. CareSource. We got you. It's game time on the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield. Inside the Encova Insurance broadcast booth, here's the voice of the herd, Steve Cotton.
Marshall University and Coastal Carolina University have the national stage, and Coastal Carolina is pulling out all the stops. They're about to have their team come onto the field, but before the team, through the tunnel, we've seen, I think it's more than 30 motorcycles lead the way. They have new LED lights here at Brooks Stadium. They are down right now. The fans with phones are putting on a light show, and it's quite an entrance for the Thundering Herd to go against the Chanticleers. Each of these teams carries a 4-3 record on the season. Coastal Carolina is already 3-1 in Sun Belt Conference play. Marshall is 2-1, and each team has a starting quarterback who's playing well, even though he wasn't the guy who started the season under center or in the shotgun more often than not. We know about Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Samari Collier is a senior who began his career at Illinois, then went to junior college ranks, and he is the third starter this season for Coastal Carolina. And that was after the presumed starter got hurt in fall camp. He was number 4 on the depth chart. He has come in and led them to wins in their last 2 games, most recently 10 days ago over Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina. So we move ever closer to kickoff. Sun Belt Conference football action with Marshall University at Coastal Carolina University. We'll come back, they'll toss the coin, and we will get it going in Conway after these messages.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Tempted to decorate for the holidays early? We like your style. Right now at Kohl's, save 20% on decor, hosting essentials, and more. Plus, get $10 off $50 spent. So go ahead, hang up that wreath, swap out those couch pillows for ones with snowflakes. And while others are panic shopping later, you'll already be cozied up feeling pretty great about these early Kohl's deals. Select styles, offers end November 2nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
This is your home for Marshall football. The Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
CareSource Marketplace health plans are reliable and predictable. That's important because your life plans are not. CareSource gives you the reliable coverage and peace of mind to take on whatever comes your way. Emergency services, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Our plans are simple and affordable because when your life is complicated, it's important that your health insurance is not. For affordable coverage when you need it most, visit caresource.com/marketplace. We got you.
Buying your dream home, driving down new roads, starting that business you've always dreamed of, sending your kids off to college, living out your dream retirement. No matter what dreams you have, Encova Insurance can help make them a reality. Visit Encova.com to find an agent in your neighborhood and find out how you can customize your home, auto, and business insurance to fit your needs today. Encova Insurance. We're ready for what's next.
Well, I'm sure you can hear it right now. That is the sound of 30-plus motorcycles revving their engines. They have formed a tunnel, and Coastal Carolina has run through all of that, plus a bunch of pyrotechnics. The lights are out, and it is quite an entrance for the Chanticleers, or tonight, the Haunticleers, they are calling them, on the eve of Halloween. All right, motorcycles making their way off the field. The lights will be up shortly. They'll go out and toss the coin. Kickoffs are brought to you by Creative Kitchens. Be sure to stop at Creative Kitchens to check out the latest in kitchen and bathroom design. Visit creativekitchens.com or stop in person in Huntington, Hurricane, or Lewisburg. Quite a show, Mark.
Well, Steve, I've never had a chance to be at Myrtle Beach during Bike Week, but I think we got a little taste of it here in the fall as they have pulled out all the stops here. And I'll tell you what, decent-looking crowd, wonderful atmosphere for Thursday night football in the Sun Belt Conference.
And we talked about the way they've gone all out, not only for that team entrance, but they have contests for the students to dress up in their Halloween gear, and there'll be prizes given for all of that. So much has gone into the build-up, but we are moments away as they'll get ready to toss the coin. Our referee is Ted Pitts this evening, and he has the Marshall captains and the Coastal captains at midfield in the giant rooster head, Chauncey the Rooster, the mascot of the Chanticleers, and a big logo for him at midfield. I think we will hear from Mr. Pitts here. The coin toss has taken place. So Marshall won. Not much level on the referee's mic, but Marshall won and deferred, Mark. So it'll be for Coastal Carolina that veteran quarterback who doesn't have a lot of experience, Amari Collier, on the field. And we'll see if the Chanticleers' scoring output, more than 40 points last time out against Appalachian State, was a one-off, or if that's what this team is now.
Well, one thing Tony Gibson talked about, Steve, was not letting this team take the football and play keep away. And, you know, when you got a quarterback that can run, you know, he can create a lot of things when perhaps something else isn't working, and a lot of times that can result in first down. So, you know, one thing they want to clamp down on here is go right at them and get a quick 3 and out. So you got the old defensive coach going against the old offensive coach. They're now both head coaches. So Tony, the defensive specialist from years gone by and still is, and Tim Beck, the offensive guru, they will get their chance to go at each other just like old times in practices, spring balls, spring games, and now here they play for real in a very important Sun Belt Conference matchup.
The first guy who gets to show off his skills tonight will be Marshall's Lorcan Quinn, the freshman from Ireland. 38 of his 45 kickoffs this year have resulted in touchbacks, one of the highest percentages in the country. Marshall, white helmets, the Kelly green jerseys on the road, white pants. Coastal Carolina, green helmets, white jerseys, and teal pants for them. And Quinn's kickoff, no surprise, will bounce through the end zone, a touchback. And the Chanticleers, led by Samari Collier, will begin at the 25-yard line.
Well, Lorcan Quinn, this young man, has been terrific this season. And when you talk about the success Marshall has had so far, the kicking game has certainly been a big part of it, with Lorcan Quinn as the kicker and Nathan Totten as the punter.
So just 2 real games of experience for Collier this year, a senior from DeSoto, Texas. He's completed 50% of his passes, just 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but he is a danger on the ground. The running back is Simpkins. The first snap, a shotgun snap, a pump fake, and they're throwing deep down the field. Marshall has good coverage in the back end of that, and Marvin Myers was stride for stride with the intended receiver, Malcolm Gilley. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Mark Collier has an arm.
He does. And Tim Beck said, all right, going at my old buddy Tony Gibson here, let's just try to chuck one down the field to get it going. Great coverage by Marvay Myers.
Coastal Carolina had to take a while to get back to the line of scrimmage, but they're lined up and ready. 2nd down and 10. The shotgun snap, quarterback draw, keeps it ahead, has the 30, spins through a hit, and powers his way for a first down over the 35 to about the 37-yard line. 231 pounds, Collier running hard. Finally, Cam Smith got him down, but that is a gain of 12 to the 37, and it's 1st and 10 for the home team. Collier sends 2 receivers left, the short side, one the other way, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle. He's got a completion for about an 8-yard gain, tackled at about the 45-yard line. After making the catch was Bryson Graves, the team's leading receiver. 2nd down and 2 from the 45. Tackled by Caleb Clark Glover. No huddle for the Chanticleers, although they line up and now will send in a new play call. Javen Simpkins has run for 360 yards. He averages 6 yards a carry. He's the running back left of Collier. Trips right, 1 left. Quarterback takes it. He wants to run, going right, and he's not going to get to the edge this time. He is ripped down on the play, and Marshall will bring on 3rd down and long as the tackle was made by senior linebacker Jalen Parker, the North Carolina State transfer.
And Jalen Parker, got Tim Beck knows about.
Yep, a lot of NC State history on both sides in this one. That leaves Coastal Carolina looking at 3rd down and 5 from its own 42-yard line. 3 receivers, they all go left. Now one of them comes in motion to the near side. A long count. There's the snap. In the gun, Collier takes it under pressure on the blitz, throws, and it's intercepted at midfield. Marshall's Boogie Trotter down the sideline, gets to the 20 and 10, cuts left, and Trotter takes it home. A pick 6 from midfield, and Marshall has the 6-0 lead.
Talked about it before the game, Steve. A guy that's a big reason why Marshall is doing so well in the takeaway department, and another for Boogie, and a pick 6 for the smallest guy, one of the smallest guys out on the field.
His 5th interception of the season. What a find. The transfer from Tennessee State University. And so Marshall, even though the offense is still on the sideline, has the lead. The special teamers line up. Lorcan Quinn looks to make it a 7-0 ball game. He's perfect on his PAT tries this season. The snap is back, the mark is down, and Quinn puts it through the uprights. How about that? Marshall with a score, an interception return for a touchdown. That's the Herd's 3rd pick 6 this season. 13:08 on the clock. Marshall will kick it off again after a timeout. 7-0. The Herd leads the Chanticleers, and we are back after 60 seconds from your local station on the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Game on, Huntington. While you're cheering on the Herd, why not get in the game yourself with a membership at the Huntington YMCA? From adult classes in swimming to personal training and pickleball, we've got everything to keep you strong and motivated. And for the kids, our youth programs are the best around with soccer, buddy basketball, track, volleyball, cheer, NFL-sponsored flag football, and more. Join the Huntington Y. There's something for everyone. Visit huntingtonymca.org today.
Marshall University and Creative Kitchens, 2 hometown teams striving for perfection every day. When it's time to update your kitchen, bath, or any room in your house, call the squad at Creative Kitchens. With more than 60 years of experience, Creative Kitchens is West Virginia's leading kitchen and bath design and remodeling specialist. Stop in one of their beautiful showrooms in Huntington, Hurricane, or Lewisburg, or visit Creative Kitchens online at creativekitchens.com. Creative Kitchens, family serving families since 1959. A proud supporter of the Marshall Thundering Herd.
51 yards officially on the interception return for a touchdown by Marshall University cornerback Boogie Trotter. Herd has the 7-0 lead less than 2 minutes into the contest. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Proud to be the official soft drink of the Thundering Herd. Pepsi says we are Marshall. What a start.
Well, Collier definitely displaying his running ability on that opening drive, but on that 3rd and 5, Boogie Trotter reads it perfectly, and you're trying to get him off the field. 3rd and 5, I think they'll take that. A pick six, his second touchdown of the season, and that 22-yarder against Old Dominion. Marshall with the early lead, and the offense has yet to set foot on the field.
Mark, not long ago, you and I in the pregame show were talking about turnovers. Marshall, one of the best, not only in the Sun Belt, but in the country in turnover margin. Coastal Carolina in the bottom nationally.
Yeah, it's a taste of it right there. So Shannon Morrison just right before kickoff. Of course, he is up in the booth, and the defensive coordinator for the Herd, and great start for the prevent side of the football for Marshall. And Quinn ready to kick it off again here, 13:08.
Malcolm Gillies, the deep return man for Coastal Carolina. Lorcan's first one was a touchback. Herd's moving right to left here in quarter number 1. Down on the teal turf, the surf turf at Brooks Stadium. Folks on the TV side holding up play for a moment now. The go-ahead for Quinn and Marshall. The mighty Quinn looks down the field, checks with his teammates, and here's his run up, and he boots it away, end over end, high and deep, and out of here. Touchback number 2. A lot of Marshall opponent drives start at the 25-yard line these days.
And that young man has been honored this season, Sun Belt Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. And for a guy who had never set foot on an American football field, he has been something special.
Coastal Carolina has some unusual jerseys. I've not seen these before. The numbers look like they're kind of spray painted on the uniforms. They're at a slant, not the easiest to read. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Quarterback in the gun. They make a little a touch pass to the receiver in motion. Broken tackle, 30, 35-yard line to the right sideline. Goes Robbie Washington out near midfield. Marshall had pressure on him. Jalen Parker finally ran him out of bounds across midfield. And no, they're going to back it up shy of midfield, say that he went out of bounds at the 47, a 22-yard pickup.
Yeah, ever so close to being a loss on the play. Jave Gilmore has been playing lights out. Almost had him there, but he broke loose in the first down.
So Washington, a sophomore from Miami and a transfer from the University of Miami, got loose. The running back is Javen Simpkins, left of the QB. All the receivers go to the right side. The shotgun snap, it's a quarterback keeper. Collier on the designed run, gains 2 out to the 49-yard line. He runs into Naquan Crowder, and when you run into that 319-pounder, you usually don't go much farther.
Yeah, just one of many guys there that, along that front wall that they can shift in there. They keep a lot of guys fresh. In fact, making a change right now as Braden Ward goes out. Paul Hudson, the third, enters.
So for the Chanticleers, just shy of midfield, a second down, 8 yards to go on the 49. The snap, quarterback in the gun, a deep drop, throws underneath. That ball is knocked out of there, and it's going to be called an incomplete pass. That was more danger for the Chanticleers.
There were a couple of green jerseys with that ball going up into the air, but fortunately for Coastal, it dropped to the ground before anyone could get their hands on it.
Coastal converts 36% on third downs coming in. Of course, it was a third down play where Boogie Trotter intercepted a pass and ran it back for a touchdown. 3rd and 8 to go from just shy of midfield. Collier will stop and look to the near sideline for the play signal. 2 receivers and a tight end right. The other guy goes left for Samari Collier. There's the snap. Quarterback in the pocket. Under pressure from the backside. Throws. He's got his man at midfield, though. That's a big play. Over the 40-yard line in Marshall territory. Inside the 30-yard line goes Coastal Carolina receiver Eli Aragon. Just his 9th catch of the year. Cam Smith finally takes him down. Marshall leads at 7-0, but the Chanticleers have it at the Marshall 27-yard line now, and they are in turbo mode. The snap, quarterback on a keeper to the left side, design play, and the big guy bangs his way forward inside the 25-yard line and down near the 21. A 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Naquan Crowder is in on another stop for the Marshall defense.
We go back to that pass that was a 24-yard completion, and Marshall just about had Collier before he released it.
Got rid of it just in time to the open receiver, Aragon. Collier in the gun, takes it, starts to run, fake the pass, takes off again, and he's cut down at about the 20-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 2 to go. Boogie Trotter, at 170 pounds, comes up and makes the tackle on the big quarterback. And the Chanticleers look like they're going to keep the offense on the field here and go for it. I'm sorry, it's 3rd down. My mistake. 3rd down, of course they will go for it. 3rd and 2 to go from the 20. The running back in the game now is Javon Edwards, left of the QB. Collier calls for the football, takes it. He's on a designed run again, goes left, and I don't think he got it. It's going to be very close. I'm not sure he got the 2 he needed, though. Might be only a 1-yard gain, and now it could be 4th and 1. We'll see where the mark is. Jabril Alameen, the junior from Woodbridge, Virginia, on the tackle. 4th down, and they'll stop the play. Marshall took timeout. So a break in the action, and pretty big play call right here, Mark.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, we've seen this a lot from Marshall this season. Close situation, and Tony Gibson likes to use that timeout, and it's worked out for Marshall several times throughout the course of this 2025 season.
Thundering Herd fans, you can score big for game day at Kroger, where you'll find low prices in every aisle. You can save even more. Kroger, official grocery partner of Marshall University Athletics. Marshall's defense has excelled on these 4th and short situations in recent weeks. That was a big part of that victory over Old Dominion.
Yeah, 4th down.
And they had 4th down stops against Texas State as well. And so the Chanticleers are going to go out and send the field goal team out. Kian Afrukte, a junior from California, will try to get his team points. It'll be from the left hash mark, a 36-yard try. The snap's back, the mark is down, the kick is on the way, and Afrukte makes it. So Coastal Carolina thought about going for it. Marshall called timeout. They decided to try to get 3, and they have 3. Afrukte is now 8 of 8 on the year on field goal tries. And that brings us to a break in the action in Conway, South Carolina. 9:55 to go. Marshall 7, Coastal Carolina 3, and we believe that when we come back, we'll see the Herd offense for the first time tonight. That is on the other side of this timeout. When the unexpected happens, it's good to know that you can count on Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, the official restoration partner of Marshall Athletics. Whether it's fire, smoke, flood, or storm damage at your home or business, you can rest assured that we have helped thousands of customers just like you with the right people, equipment, and expertise. We are ready to respond 24 hours a day to get you back on your feet.
Are you ready to feel the adrenaline rush of the Thundering Herd? We are. Thornhill Auto Group proudly supports Marshall University football, your ticket to heart-pounding touchdowns and jaw-dropping victories. Thornhill Auto Group knows the power of teamwork, and just like our champion athletes, we're committed to delivering excellence on and off the field. We've got a lineup that'll make you cheer. Get in the game and tackle the savings on the Thornhill Motor Mile today. Click or come by thornhillautomotive.com or US 119 in Chapmanville, Logan, WV, and Belfry, Kentucky. Thornhill Auto Group, your road to total savings. See Thornhill for all details and go Herd.
Kiana Afrukte caps off the drive. That covered 56 yards in 8 plays with a 36-yard Coastal Carolina field goal. 7-3. Marshall scored first on Boogie Trotter's 51-yard interception return for a touchdown. Steve Cotton, Mark Martin, Dave Wilson, Jim Woodrum in the Encova Insurance broadcast booth. Thanks for tuning in. Encova Insurance is a teammate you can trust for auto, home, and business insurance. Choose Encova. Visit Encova.com to learn more. So Coastal Carolina does get points.
A couple of big pass plays. Collier, he's a load. He's tough to bring down, but they wanted to play it safe there and kick the field goal. And when you got a guy that hasn't missed all season, that's not a bad way to go. Carlos Del Rio Wilson and the offense, Steve, they've been chomping at the bit to finally get out there on the field.
Yeah, the first drive resulted in the interception return for a touchdown, and then 8 more plays and a field goal for Coastal Carolina. So at the 9:55 mark, we think we will see Marshall's offense on the field before too long. Kickoff man for Coastal Carolina is Philippe LaForge. Strong leg, 20 of 29 of his kickoffs have been for touchbacks on the air. Xavion Turner-Bradshaw is deep to return. Ben Turner is the secondary return man. So the Chanticleers, teal over white over teal in their uniform combo for this game. LaForge has it teed up on his left hash mark, and we are about to see him get the go-ahead. His run up, he'll bang it away, and it's going to be deep into the end zone. That'll be a touchback for Coastal Carolina. Marshall will finally have the offense on the field at the 25-yard line. On the year, Carlos Del Rio Wilson is at 76% completion rate. That's second in the country. And he has thrown for 856 yards, 11 touchdowns, and an interception.
And just got named to the watch list of the Davy O'Brien Award.
So Del Rio Wilson's in the gun. Marshall has Joshawn Barbie as the right, make it Antoine Roberts as the running back. He'll take the handoff, go straight ahead, and pick up 5 yards down at the 30-yard line. Tackled by Zamarion Gordon, a safety. They'll back it up a yard to the 29, second down and 6 to go for Del Rio Wilson and company. Toby Payne, tight end, motions right. There's a snap, a little quick pass to that side. Payne throws a block, and we've got yards. That might be another first down for the Thundering Herd, and Floyd Lacey get him in the action early. He does have the first down at the 36-yard lines, tackled by Miles Woods, a safety. And Marshall is lined up quickly. The snap, they'll give it to Roberts, sweeping right toward the boundary, strung out well by the Chanticleers, and it's going to be a short gain, maybe a yard, and that's about all for Roberts. Savon McDowell, a sophomore linebacker from Virginia, on the tackle. Second, and Marshall needs 9 more to move the chains again. Herd's lined up and ready. The officials make them wait for a substitution for Coastal Carolina. Del Rio Wilson's in the gun. Now he will look to the far sideline for a new play call from the Thundering Herd. Play clock at 8 and 7. Del Rio Wilson back in position. Motions the running back out, takes the snap. Carlos throws to the left side, complete underneath at the 40-yard line. DeAndre Tamarez has the first down as he moves to the middle and crosses the 45 and takes it out near midfield. 310-pound defensive lineman Sawyer Gorham Welch was downfield to make the tackle there on Tamarez. A gain of 12 and a first down for Marshall, which leads it 7-3 early. Payne and 2 wideouts go right. Single receiver comes left. The snap, play action. Del Rio Wilson will throw it deep downfield over the middle. He has Tamarez at the 10-yard line, and he dropped it. That was going to be a touchdown. Although there's a marker in the backfield and a hold anyway, so
replay first down.
Tamarez doesn't have to fret too much about that, I guess.
That'll make him feel a little better, but boy, tell you what, unleashing it, and boy, he had steps on the secondary, Steve.
And Del Rio Wilson dropped it in there perfectly. So back it up 10. Marshall on its own 39-yard line now, first and 20 to go. Adrian Norton and Floyd Lacey come to the near side left. Tight end Payne right. And the receiver that way as well. Now Lacey goes in motion. Second down, or rather first and long, 20 to go for the Herd. So 2 receivers now right, plus the tight end Payne. There's the snap. They'll fake the handoff. Del Rio Wilson keeps it. He runs over a Chanticleer at the 40-yard line. It's a short gain, but a powerful run by Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Picks up 3 to the 42. Miles Woods, the tackler, made, he made a good decision to try to make the stop, but he took the worst of it. So second down and 17 for Marshall. 7-3, the Herd leads it midway now through the first quarter. We go past 7:30 on the clock. Del Rio Wilson in the gun, designed roll out right, throws to the right sideline, and that ball's incomplete. Leaping attempt down there by Lacey, but there were a couple of white shirts, the Chanticleers in the neighborhood as well, and it's 3rd and 17 now. Primary coverage by Zamarion Gordon, a senior from Houston, Texas.
Lacey, a guy coming in, he has one catch already, 35 coming in, and he's going to draw a crowd throughout the night.
Payne, Lacey, and Tamarez to the wide side of the field. Norton the other way. They'll motion the running back out. All alone in the backfield, Carlos Del Rio Wilson on 3rd and 17 takes it. Pressure up the middle, throws to the left side. Leaping catch by Roberts out of the backfield, but he's hit, and that'll be just a very short gain. Marshall's going to have to send the punt team out. Stop made by Miles Muyong, a senior cornerback from Chicago and a Miami transfer. 4th down.
Well, you got the first down pass play to Tamarez. He had the big play, obviously, and the penalty set you back and just made it difficult for Marshall to accumulate that first down. So we'll see Totten for the first time tonight. And Tony Gibson said a lot, sometimes a punt's not bad. So see powerful left leg of Totten here, the young man from Russell, Kentucky.
Bryson Graves, the deep return man, stands back at the 10-yard line. Totten averages some 45 yards a punt, gets it. It's low, it's end over end. Bryson Graves comes up, hits it, fumbles it, but he kicks it or he bumps it forward and it goes into the hands of a teammate. And that's going to be good field position for the Chanticleers, who jump on a muffed punt at the 35-yard line.
Wow, that goes all the way to the 35-yard line.
Miles Muyong, who made the tackle on the last play, is the one who came up with a loose ball. Heads up on that one because he's out there thinking he's blocking for a punt return at that point. We have a break in the action in Conway, South Carolina. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. Marshall 7, Coastal Carolina 3. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to play in quarter number 1 at Brooks Stadium, to which we return after 60 seconds from your local station. You're listening to Marshall University football along the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether it's a septic clean out, locating a tank, or pumping grease traps, One Way Septic has you covered. Hosting an outdoor event, Rent-A-Can is the perfect solution to keep things running smoothly. Offering portable restrooms, luxury restroom trailers, hand washing stations, and more. Our friendly staff is here to take care of your needs. We also offer roll-off dumpsters too. One Way Septic and Rent-A-Can. Visit us online at onewayseptic.com or call us today at 304-429-5218.
The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, the exclusive provider of sports medicine services to Marshall University Athletics, is pleased to offer walk-in clinics 6 days a week. Full service appointments are available on a walk-in basis weekdays from 9 until 3, and a screening clinic is conducted Saturday mornings 8 to 10. No appointment necessary. For more information, call 304-691-1880. The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, taking care of the herd, taking care of you.
Marshall leads Coastal Carolina 7-3, 6.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Some Thursday night lights action for Marshall at CCU. You can listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk, on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, streamed as well on the Sirius XM app. Well, Marshall hit first on the 51-yard interception return by Boogie Trotter on Coastal Carolina's first drive of the game. Chanticleers then marched it down, got a field goal. 7-3 is where we stand. And Marshall, after picking up a couple of first downs, had to punt the ball away.
Yeah, had to punt the ball away and almost came up with another takeaway where the ball was rolling forward, but it ends up being in possession of Coastal Carolina. And what a gift as they begin at the 35-yard line.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield. Steve Cotton, Jim Woodrum, Dave Wilson, Mark Martin, left to right across the radio booth. Coastal, on that last drive, Mark managed couple of first downs, had to settle for the field goal try. But they got settled down pretty quickly, it seems, after the opening pick six for Boogie Trotter and the Thundering Herd.
If you are Tony Gibson and company, I mean, obviously you got the pick six, and then you limited them to a field goal, and you can always look at that as a win as well. But now they've got the football again for the third time in this game.
And they're going with a new look. They've got 3 running backs all in the backfield surrounding the QB, Samari Collier. So a different look for the Marshall defense to deal with. So a loaded backfield, a receiver each way, 1st and 10. They'll snap it. They'll hand the ball off left, and Marshall gets behind the line of scrimmage, makes the hit. The ball pops loose, and Marshall thinks it has it. Daytwan Smith comes out with a football, and the Thundering Herd, if this stands, has its second takeaway of the game.
Covered by the defense. First down.
Javon Edwards fumbled it. One of 3 running backs all in the backfield with the QB. Daytwan Smith has a fumble recovery in addition to a couple of interceptions this year. Might have been Javay Gilmore who knocked it away.
Now, Tyus Martin wrapped him up, and then maybe Gilmore comes up on it. But, Tyus Martin, he read that play beautifully as they handed off to the running back, and Javon Edwards loses it, and Marshall with another takeaway. Well, they almost had it, Steve, on the punt, and now they do have it.
Second takeaway of the game for the Thundering Herd. Tyus Martin, the senior, the transfer from Jackson State University, making the big tackle to start the action there. So Marshall with a 7-3 lead, 6:23 on the clock, is back on offense at the Chanticleers 37-yard line. The shotgun snap, Del Rio Wilson backs up, flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, throws incomplete down the right sideline, intended for Toby Payne, but the pass rush made Del Rio Wilson throw on a dead sprint. Hard to throw with accuracy there. Savon McDowell had coverage on Payne, a linebacker.
And you go into the short side of the field there and just kind of running out of room and fired it in Payne's direction.
Joshawn Barbie is one running back. The quarterback for Marshall is not Wilson. A handoff goes right to Barbie. Zion Turner's in the game.
Have not seen that young man since the Missouri State game.
And now he's out, and Del Rio Wilson runs in. So that was, maybe an equipment issue of some sort. Very little. In fact, Marshall lost a yard on that play. So it's 3rd down and 11 for Del Rio Wilson in the Marshall offense. Herd needs to get it to the Chanticleers 27-yard line. Snaps from the 38. Del Rio Wilson takes it. Blitz on the way. Gets rid of it quickly to the right sideline. Incomplete. Airmailed the intended receiver, Lacey. And so 4th down for the Thundering Herd. You're kind of betwixt and between here.
McQuinn's out there.
And we'll try what would be a career long for him, 55 yards plus, close to 56. His long is 53. So Lorcan Quinn will try to get the Herd back to a 7-point lead. The snapper McGorry and the holder Totten from the right hash mark. They get their jobs done. Quinn's kick is on the way. Quinn's kick looks like it has a chance, and it's good. His 3rd field goal of 50-plus yards. He's in his 8th career game. 55-plus, and Marshall leads it by the score of 10-3.
Yeah, good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. You know, they see him do it every day in practice from longer than that. And so not afraid to put him out there, and I'm telling you what, just ice water in the veins. And he drilled it, and Marshall takes advantage of the turnover.
Lorcan Quinn, 13 of 17 now on the year, including 3 from long distance. And 2 of his misses are from 50-plus.
Well, he didn't make it by much, but he made it. And the referees say it's good. So Marshall with a couple of takeaways, and that has produced 10 points here.
The fumble recovered by the Herd, and a field goal from Quinn. The ball blows off the tee as Lorcan started his approach. He gets one more chance to tee it up, and it is a very breezy day. It's a crosswind. going from the far sideline coming across this way. Out of the west, we're on the east side of the stadium where they have the press box here at Coastal Carolina. Quinn with the approach, Gilly the deep return man, and he's not even going to try. It'll hit the Rooster Head logo in the end zone.
I love these scoring drives, Steve. 4 plays, -1 yards. You don't see that too often, did it?
And a 55-yard bomb. So I believe the tied for the second longest field goal in Marshall history with Barry Childers, who has a 59-yarder, the school record, and a 55-yarder. And now Lorcan Quinn at 55 in the books. Chanticleers from the 25-yard line. First down, 10 to go. Collier, the quarterback, takes the snap, fakes a handoff, throws incomplete to the right sideline, intended for Jamison Tucker.
You can't get the feeling, just enough pressure coming there that, well, he's got to gun it out there quickly and just fires to his receiver, second down.
He's not had much time in the pocket so far. Second down, 10 yards to go for Collier. Running back to his right. Sends 3 receivers left and 1 into the boundary the other way. From the 25-yard line, Coastal Carolina's quarterback takes it, backs up, throws quickly to the sideline, incomplete again. Again to the near sideline, again intended for the receiver this way, Malik Mega. Marvay Myers, Marshall's number 3, had coverage on the Chanticleers' number 3, and it's 3rd and 10. McKalen Warren, the behemoth nose tackle on the field for Marshall right now. So 3rd and long for the Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina goes with 2 receivers plus the tight end left. Single receiver to the near side for Collier. There's the snap. Drops back. Has time. Stands tall. Throws it over the middle. And we've got a sliding catch for a first down at the 38-yard line. The grab was made by, and there's a marker down as well, so hold on. The grab was made by Cameron Wright, his 12th catch of the year.
An eligible play downfield on the offense. Number 33.
Sorry for the referee's mic issues. But it's against Coastal Carolina, so wipe out the first down, back it up to the 20-yard line, and it's 3rd and 15 now. Legal man downfield. They might have covered up an eligible receiver. Courtney, the tight end, was deemed downfield illegally, so there was somebody who didn't line up properly outside of him. 3rd and 15 now. Trips go left, including the tight end. Single man right for Collier, who will take it, who will hand the ball off. Straight ahead, Simpkins bounces left. For a moment, had a step, and then Javay Gilmore came flying from behind to take him down. A gain of just 5. 4th down and 10 to go for the home team.
You talked to Tony Gibson, Steve, about players that have impressed him on both sides of the ball and certainly special teams. And one guy he talks about a lot when it comes to the defensive side is Javay Gilmore.
Coastal Carolina's punter is an Australian. Emil Sebafundi is from Melbourne, Australia. Averages 43 yards per punt on the year. Floyd Lacey stands back at the Marshall 35-yard line. Coastal Carolina on 4th and 10. The snap's through, no pressure. Sebafundi hangs one high, turns it over, drives Lacey back inside the 30. In traffic, he's going to try to return it. Over the 35, hits, spins, breaks a tackle. He comes over the 40. Lacey's still on his feet, and he'll take it out to the 45 or 46-yard line. Nifty return by Floyd Lacey.
Well, it was kind of an appearance there that he had gone down, but he didn't, and he maintained great balance there. And you know the deal on Lacey. He wants to score every time he touches the football. That's his mindset.
A 17-yard return off a 46-yard punt. And good field position for Marshall, which leads 10-3, 4:01 to go in quarter number 1.
Sebafunde laid it up there, and tell you what, you always talk about punt returns, just fearless, and Lacey, he's got that quality.
Antoine Roberts is the Marshall running back, left of the QB Wilson from the Marshall 46. The snap, they fake the handoff. Carlos keeps it, goes left, and another big collision, and about a 2-yard gain is all. Del Rio Wilson is not afraid of contact, but sometimes you kind of wish he did search for it.
Yeah,
Trey Brown's a 243-pound linebacker who made a big hit.
Yeah, they hold their breath every time he goes into collisions like that.
So 2nd down, 9 to go. Man in motion for the Herd, and they will give on the end-around jet sweep action and tackle behind the line of scrimmage as the Chanticleers were all over Lacey. A loss on the play is going to leave Marshall at 3rd down and about 14 yards to go.
They got to recognize at all times where number 4 is, and they read that one perfectly.
Linebacker Dante Lunan stayed home, got penetration, made the stop. Marshall needs to get it to the Chanticleers 44-yard line to get a 1st down. Marshall's 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. The Herd goes empty. 3 receivers right, 2 into the boundary left. Del Rio Wilson takes it, 4-man rush. Steps up, takes off, goes to the 45, cuts left over the 50, near the 45, near a 1st down, and I believe he has it by a yard. What a run by Carlos Del Rio Wilson to keep the drive alive.
Excellent play call there by Rod Smith.
Yeah, that was designed. Dre Pinckney, defensive back, finally got Del Rio Wilson off his feet. Marshall at the 43-yard line on the Chanticleer side of midfield. 10-3, the Herd leads it, 2:22, and the clock rolls. Roberts started wide, goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep action to him. Del Rio Wilson takes it ahead, and he runs into a couple of white shirts right at the line of scrimmage. I'm not even positive he got back to the line. Shane Bruce leads the way, the senior linebacker from Georgia, and the heart and soul of this defense, back in action after missing a couple of games. Loss of 1.
Yeah, he has impressive numbers despite, as you mentioned, not being out there on the field for 2 contests.
2 receivers each way. 2nd down, 11 to go for Del Rio Wilson. 3-man front. They come on a blitz. Del Rio Wilson throws it. He's got it complete over the middle of the field, and it's going to be close to a 1st down on the yards after the catch by Adrian Norton. Tackled a yard shy of the sticks at the 34. Trey Brown and Dante Lunan on the stop, and Marshall lines up in a hurry from the 34-yard line. The snap, Del Rio Wilson on a keeper, goes left. They're in the backfield, but he ducks under the tackler and fights forward for the 1st down by a smidgen. The drive continues. 2 1st down runs by Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Gorham Welch and Campbell, 2 defensive linemen on the stop.
Well, Del Rio Wilson certainly putting up big numbers in the airwaves this season. He comes in as the team's leading rusher.
We move under a minute to go in the 1st quarter. Man in motion, Tamarez. They fake to him. They fake to Roberts. They give to Lacey now on another end-around man. He goes right. He's over the 30-yard line, the 25, the 20, to the right sideline, Floyd Lacey, and he's down around the 10 before being bumped out of bounds. 2 fake handoffs, a spinning quarterback. He was doing the pirouette, faking, and then Lacey comes through with room.
You do that little orbit motion, and then when it was all said and done, you get it into the hands of Lacey. And I mean Lacey, you go back to that punt, and now the punt return, and then that run right there. I mean, Lacey refusing to go down.
A gain of 23, 1st and 10 from the 10. The snap, Roberts takes the handoff this time, goes right, has a seam, takes it inside the 5, down to the 4, maybe even the 3. 2nd down and goal to go. The Herd cannot get a 1st down. It has to be a touchdown. And the ball is spotted on the 4, and that's the end of the quarter. The tackle by Shane Bruce and Dre Pinckney. So 15 minutes are in the books. Marshall leads Coastal Carolina at Coastal Carolina 10-3, and the Herd has its 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line when we return for quarter number 2 on the other side of these messages.
Rafters along the lower gully have reported sightings of a pirate on the riverbank. Apparently, he's throwing gold coins to every boat that passes. Back to you, Carrie.
iPlay, West Virginia's new online lottery app, is here, and the games are full of characters. Start playing today at WVLottery.com or download the official West Virginia Lottery app and discover even more ways to win with Play On, our new rewards program. So join the cast of characters today with iPlay from the West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play responsibly.
Victor's Cleaners is the preferred fabric care specialist of Marshall Athletics, celebrating over 100 years of cleaning your game's best. Victor's Cleaners specializes in everything from golf shirts and khakis to sweaters and coats. Simply everything. Stop by one of the 2 convenient locations in Huntington, downtown at 729 6th Avenue and at 5990 U.S. Route 60 East. Give us a call at 304-525-5050. Trust Victor's Cleaners to help get the wrinkles out of your life. Victor's Cleaners, proud partner of Marshall Athletics.
On to quarter number 2 at Brooks Stadium, Conway, South Carolina. Marshall leads Coastal Carolina University 10-3. And the Herd has it second and goal on the Chanticleers 4-yard line and will try to take it into the north end zone when they're back on the field. We've talked, Mark, many times about Boogie Trotter. He has the interception return for a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game. Each team has a field goal. As being the smallest guy on the field, well, another 170-pounder is DeAndre Tamarez. And he was the guy down there throwing blocks to spring Floyd Lacey on that long run to get it to the 10-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you're a wide receiver, it's maybe not so much are you catching the football or getting your hands on the ball. You got to be a blocker too. And the young man had a tough drop there earlier in that first quarter of play. Obviously there was a penalty, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But he's come back and makes that nice play, and springs his teammate loose, and Marshall on the move here as we begin the second quarter.
Says the blocking wide receiver for the Marietta Pioneers a few years back.
Once upon a time, Steve.
The Herd and Chanticleers each have gained 80 yards. Marshall, though, has a 7-point lead and hopes to make it a 14-point lead in short order. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. Turnover's the difference. An interception return for a touchdown. Marshall has a fumble recovery that led to the 55-yard field goal from Lorcan Quinn.
Well, Tony Gibson, just discussing that you've got to create sometimes, what's going to happen. And certainly his defense has managed to do that throughout this season, and been a big part of the turnaround for Marshall after they had the slow start. And here they are right now on the road, long way to go, but definitely they've come up with some big plays here. And now, as always, you want to try to turn more points, put more points on the board here as we begin the second quarter, and you have a nice offensive drive going.
59-yard field goal by Barry Childers at Western Carolina in 1980, school record. Childers from 55 out at Western Michigan the next year. And now Lorcan Quinn, the only other guy who's hit from 55 yards or more.
And Jim Woodburn was there for those kicks, Steve.
Marshall and Coastal Carolina move back onto the field. Thundering Herd has it on the right hash mark, moving left to right here in quarter number 2. Antoine Roberts remains the running back. He's going to be left. Roberts, a couple of touchdowns in the last 2 games. He'd love to get to the end zone for the 3rd straight game. Herd will have 2 tight ends, Payne left, Tracy Stevens right. Ready to go from the right hash mark from the 4-yard line. The snap, Del Rio Wilson on a keeper goes left. He is met shy of the line of scrimmage and driven back. Coastal Carolina, no surprise, is looking for Del Rio Wilson on the keeper there.
Yeah, he hit a wall right there. No chance at all. Came right to him, snapped it to him, and he took off. They were waiting.
Travis Nesbitt on the stop, and a loss of 1 on the play. So 3rd and goal for Marshall from the 5-yard line now. The ball's right between the hash marks. Del Rio Wilson's in the shotgun. Antoine Roberts to the right of his QB. Lacey started in motion, the snap. Del Rio Wilson rolls to the right side, strung out, throws incomplete, trying to get it to Lacey right on the sideline. Lacey got his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. I'm not even sure he could have come down inbounds. Good coverage by Miles Muyong, and so Lorcan Quinn's going to trot out and try a field goal. Quinn has the 55-yard field goal, has an extra point already. He is the leading scorer in the Sun Belt Conference, 68 points, and now he's going to try for 3 more. This is not much more than an extra point. It's right in the middle of the field. And it will be a 24-yard try. Megorian, the freshman snapper. The punter. Totten is the holder. And Lorcan Quinn called upon again. Special teamers are ready. The snap's back. And Quinn's field goal is through the pipes. Marshall 13, Coastal Carolina 3.
Well, you'd like to have the touchdown there, but however you can, when you have the football, you want to put points on your side, and Marshall does, to take the 10-point advantage here with just getting started here, 6 seconds in of this second quarter.
So Marshall's drive began just shy of midfield after the nice punt return by Lacey. Hurd denied the end zone, but Quinn with the 23-yard field goal. That drive went 49 yards in 11 plays. Quinn will kick from left to right for the first time. Coastal Carolina's return man deep is Malcolm Gilley. He's a wide receiver. And it's a crosswind today. Just this direction, it's blowing from Quinn's left to his right. Lorcan hangs it high, not that deep, and Gilley will bring it from the 1-yard line. Angling left over the 10, 15, turns it up, has the 20, 25. Malcolm Gilley goes left. He's across the 35 and 40-yard line, and this is the best field position off a Marshall kickoff all year long as Gilley returns it 45 yards to the 46.
And Josh Pierre-Louis with the tackle for Marshall and special teams. And I think, you're so used to your guy banging it into the end zone, you don't get to see somebody bring it out often when Quinn is kicking off.
Quarterback, Collier, 3 of 8 for 54 yards, has the interception that was returned for a touchdown by Boogie Trotter. Javen Simpkins running back to his right. The snap, the give to Simpkins going left. He has a big hole over midfield. Simpkins to the left sideline over the 45 and the 40, and Boogie Trotter makes the tackle. Coastal Carolina, a big kickoff return, a big run by Javen Simpkins, and a 1st and 10 at the Marshall 37-yard line.
A massive hole there on the left side.
17-yard gain, 1st and 10. Collier gets them lined up in a hurry. Heavy to the right side. All the receivers and the tight end that way. They hand it off to Simpkins again left, and he'll pick up another 5 yards, maybe even 6 on the play before having his legs cut out from under him.
And there's Boogie Trotter again.
2nd down and 5. Jalil Rivera-Harvey also got in on the tackle. So the Chanticleers quickly at the Marshall 32-yard line. Hurd leads it 13-3, 13-13 on the clock, second quarter. 2 receivers right. Now they motion a receiver, a third man that way. Collier takes it, backs up, no pressure, throws to the right side, has a completion inside the 15-yard line, and ahead to the 10-yard line go the Chanticleers. Marshall makes the tackle there on a grab by Bryson Graves. Jadarius Green McKnight on the stop, but the Chanticleers 1st and goal from the 10. That was a 27-yard gainer, and they go quickly. Collier takes it, keeps it himself, goes left, and runs into traffic, but he's big enough and strong enough to get a yard out of it anyway for 2nd and goal. The stop made by Jalil Rivera-Harvey. Rivera-Harvey's the Marshall senior from Buffalo, New York.
Back on that pass play, Jamal Weish was trying desperately to get through the line there and get to Collier, but just about the time he finally broke through, the pass was in the air.
Jalen Johns, the running back, he's the 4th running back for the Chanticleers already in this game. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Samari Collier barking signals, takes it, fakes the handoff, steps up, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Wanted his tight end. Marshall's Caleb Clark Glover was back there on Brooks Johnson. There was a good bit of contact. The crowd's mad that a flag was not thrown. The umpire had his head right there in the mix of that, too. He might have been the one bumping the receiver.
He's trying to get out of the way. He's doing all he can.
3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Marshall 13-3. Coastal Carolina is looking to change that. 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. Trip receivers right. They're all bunched up. Now one of them comes in motion left. Collier waits, claps his hands, takes the snap. On 3rd and goal, steps up under pressure, goes left, and he's grabbed and flags fly as the tackle is made by Rivera-Harvey. And I think Marshall's big man got a finger in the face mask.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 6, defense.
And that's the call. It'll be an automatic first down, and it'll be inside the 5-yard line.
Carry on Martin flying in there, trying to get to Collier. He escaped, and then no doubt about that one.
So first and goal from the 4 now.
You just reach out, Steve, and you just hope to grab something to get the opponent on the ground, but the one part you cannot do is the face mask.
So first and goal from the 4. It's on the left hash mark. 3 receivers left. One goes in motion right. They'll snap it and hand it off, and that's going to be a gain of a couple, and they're still fighting and shoving, and they're going to get it down inside maybe the 2-yard line before Marshall gets the Chanticleers running back off his feet. Simpkins, starting running back. Katron Evans was at the bottom of the pile. Second and goal from the 2. A lot of subs both ways right now. Herd's lead is 10. Coastal Carolina wants to get it back within a field goal. Right now it would feel like a bit of a victory for Marshall to make them settle for a field goal. They've got 2 running backs, Nicely and Edwards, both in the game. The snap, they'll hand it off straight ahead, and we've got a Marshall tackle for very little game on Javon Edwards, true freshman out of Aiken, South Carolina. Jalen Parker met him in the hole. He might have gained a foot or 2. I'm not sure he did even that. And it's third and goal, let's say, from the 2 still. Wright is a wide receiver who goes right. Graves comes left, as does English. Now Nicely's the only running back, set right of his QB. From the 2-yard line, Coastal Carolina has it on the left hash mark. There's a long count, the snap. They fake the jet sweep, quarterback on a keeper, and Collier has room to take it in. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. Samari Collier with the run, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And it is 10-9 now with a PAT coming up. Uh, 13-9, my mistake. Math's hard. 13-9. And Fructa, who's 16 of 16 on the year on extra point tries, will try to get it back within 3. Kian Fructa, transfer from the University of Nevada, puts it through. Good kickoff return by Gilly, and Coastal Carolina marched it down the field and got the penalty to make it a first and goal on the face mask and cashed in.
Yeah, 46-yard kickoff return, got him in excellent field position. Had a 17-yard run by Simpkins. And a 27-yard gainer by Bryson Graves. Then you mentioned that penalty. Had him stop, but unfortunately a face mask, and gave him a fresh set of downs, and they're able to punch it in and makes it a 3-point game.
Timeout will break. 10-12 on the clock. Second quarter. Marshall at Coastal Carolina. The Herd's lead is cut to 3. 13-10 over the Chanticleers. Here's 60 seconds from your local station. You're listening to Marshall University football along the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
CareSource Marketplace health plans are reliable and predictable. That's important because your life plans are not. CareSource gives you the reliable coverage and peace of mind to take on whatever comes your way. Emergency services, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Our plans are simple and affordable because when your life is complicated, it's important that your health insurance is not. For affordable coverage when you need it most, visit caresource.com/marketplace. We got you.
Hey there, Herd fans. If you or someone you know needs a lawyer related to an injury or wrongful death case, we highly recommend you choose Stephen New & Associates as your lawyers. Stephen is a proud graduate of Marshall University, and for more than 25 years, he has fought for West Virginia clients and their families. Stephen New & Associates are the official injury attorneys of Marshall Athletics, and they truly care about every client they serve. Go Herd.
Coastal Carolina has its first touchdown of the game. Quarterback Samari Collier on a 2-yard keeper. And with an extra point, it's now 13-10. Marshall's lead's cut to 3. 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go in quarter number 2 at Coastal Carolina University. Fat Patty's with locations in Huntington, Barbersville, Tays Valley, and Ashland, Kentucky. Fat Patty's is hanging with the herd.
And Marshall going to get the football back here. Again, Coastal has had more possessions here thanks to that pick 6 by the Thundering Herd. So get this offense out there and get them in a rhythm and take it right back down and grow that lead back to 10 points.
They put LED lighting into Brooks Stadium, and they're using it a lot. Half the time, unless the ball's in play, we're in the dark. They got a light show going on. So we assume Xavier Turner Bradshaw's back there ready to return.
I believe he is.
But they have to turn the lights on for us to be ready. Philippe LaForge is the kickoff man, we think, for Coastal Carolina. And everybody's still in the dark, even though the timing clock for the commercial has gone to zeros. Now the lights are back on. So Turner and Turner Bradshaw deep for Marshall. LaForge with the run up, kicking it right to left. Line drive, it's going to skip, and it's going to go right near the pylon. Which side? It's out of bounds before the pylon, inches before, which means 10 yards difference in field position for the Thundering Herd. Marshall will start at the 35. If that ball is 8 inches to the right, it's at the 25-yard line with a touchback. Kicked it, I'm not even sure about what it might have hit the pylon as it flew by.
Yeah, referee right there just dropped that flag. So good break there for the Thundering Herd. Big break for Coastal on its kickoff return. It led to a touchdown. I'll see if Marshall, not quite the field position that Coastal had, but still, as you said, Steve, 10-yard difference.
3 down up front for Coastal Carolina. Antoine Roberts is the running back. Toby Payne in motion left to right. The snap, faking the handoff. Del Rio Wilson keeps it, stumbles, and actually Roberts did get the handoff, and he goes ahead for 5 and 6 yards across the 40 to the 41. Savon McDowell and Zamarian Gordon on the tackle. Del Rio Wilson carried that fake out to where he was running 10 yards downfield.
He even faked the stumble.
So 2nd down and 4, a quick snap. Del Rio Wilson goes left, hands it off to Roberts, coming back right, cuts it upfield, 45 and 50, a 1st down and more in Chanticleer territory across the 45-yard line down to the 43. That is a 17-yard gain. The 2 safeties, Thomas and Gordon on the tackle, and Marshall lines up in a hurry.
Steve, you have to be impressed with, how well Roberts has played here in recent weeks. Just really seems to be getting his stride, and, again, they've had a lot of guys carry the football this season, but nice play there. A little inside handoff, goes straight up the gut. 1st and 10, Marshall at the Chanticleer 43-yard line. The snap, they'll hand it to Roberts again, goes hard to the right, stumbles and goes down. Not much of a gain there from Antoine Roberts. 2nd down, let's say 9. Trip by Nesbitt, defensive lineman. Marshall again has Christian Richter as the right tackle. Right guard, Jalen Slappy. Eric Meeks over the football on 2nd down and 9 to go. Del Rio Wilson takes it, fakes a pitch right, throws down the right side, and it's a completion inside the 25-yard line to Brian Robinson, who has just his 3rd catch of the season, and he takes it ahead to the 23. A 19-yard gain. Robinson, the senior from Florida. Marshall lines up in a hurry. Del Rio Wilson takes it, goes left on a keeper. He's ahead for 6, 7, maybe 8 yards. Tackled just shy of the 15. And Marshall's in turbo mode right now, going quickly again to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll slow down and make some substitutions. 2nd down. Really nice catch by Robinson, then followed up by an excellent run of the football by your quarterback, Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
2nd down, 3 yards to go. Roberts still the running back, and they will hand it to Roberts. Started left, cuts back right. Rams his way forward, and he's close to a 1st down. We'll see on the mark. Might not quite have enough. 3rd third and less than a foot, I believe, to go for Marshall from the 15. Del Rio Wilson lines them up quickly, takes it, keeps it himself, goes right, has the first down, has more. At the 10, up the right hash mark, Del Rio Wilson's inside the 5 and down for first and goal at the 4 in the arms of Zamarion Gordon, the veteran safety. So the Herds trying to get back the touchdown scored on Coastal's last possession. 13-10, Marshall right now. That was about 11 yards on that gainer for Del Rio Wilson. Roberts stays in the game at running back, but he's joined by Joshawn Barbie. Roberts right of the shotgun QB. Barbie to Del Rio Wilson's left. Several substitutions being made. And Marshall first and goal from inside the 4. Del Rio Wilson takes it. Gives the ball to Barbie right, slanting, goes to the 3 and the 2 and the 1, and he's in. Joshawn Barbie, touchdown. Tariq Montgomery led the way with a big block, and Barbie, who scored 2 overtime touchdowns in the win over Texas State last time out, has one in regulation today. Marshall 19, Coastal Carolina 10.
Well, they missed Barbie for a few games, and nice to see him back, and big drive there with Roberts carrying the football, but Barbie takes it in for the TD.
Joshawn Barbie with his 4th touchdown of the season. And Lorcan Quinn for the extra point. He swings the leg through and knocks it through the uprights. Marshall 20, Coastal Carolina 10. A lot of action. We're still in quarter number 2, 6:49 on the clock, and the Herd now with a 10-point lead. And a break in the action. We're back at Conway, South Carolina, Brooks Stadium, after these messages.
Looking for something more from your personal checking account? Then one of our new Community Trust Advantage checking accounts might be right for you. Our Advantage checking accounts offer great features such as ID Protect, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, travel and leisure discounts, and shopping rewards, which makes it easier for you to save money on everyday purchases. Learn more at ctbi.com. Get more out of your checking. Open an account today. Our friendly professional staff at one of our many branches will be happy to assist you.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, terms and conditions apply.
When the unexpected happens, it's good to know that you can count on Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, the official restoration partner of Marshall Athletics. Whether it's fire, smoke, flood, or storm damage at your home or business, you can rest assured that we have helped thousands of customers just like you with the right people, equipment, and expertise. We are ready to respond 24 hours a day to get you back on your feet.
Marshall drives it 65 yards in 8 plays. Joshawn Barbie does the honors, 4-yard touchdown run. 6:49 to play, quarter number 2. Marshall now 20 over Coastal Carolina with 10. Our broadcast is brought to you by Delta Hotels at the Huntington Mall in downtown Huntington. They're the official hotels of Marshall Athletics. Simple, made perfect. Big answer there, Mark.
Yes, indeed, Steve. You know, it starts with the kickoff, and they got a gift there. The kickoff just barely goes out of bounds, and that allows you to have the football at the 35. Roberts carried the football 4 times, including a 17-yard run. Then he had the big pass play. Robinson hasn't caught a lot of passes this season, Steve, but he caught a big one there in that drive and ultimately leads to the touchdown run by Joshawn Barbie.
Yeah, Brian Robinson, the 19-yard catch, just his 3rd catch of the season. He is the guy who forced the fumble on that fake punt by Texas State in the last game. He out there on special teams, broke down, and he looked like a linebacker who's made hundreds of tackles in his life as he knocked the ball away from Nunez, the Texas State punter, and another Marshall wide receiver, Ben Turner, then recovered that fumble.
You get on a chance to play regardless of what the situation is, and they always say, boy, if you can get out there and contribute on special teams, that's going to lead to play either offense or defense. And, you know, when you're out there on the field, you want to try to help produce in some particular way. He did in that game. Big catch there offensively. And now Lorcan Quinn ready to boom another one. And they returned one last time, Steve. Let's see what happens here. I'm sure they're going to say kick it out of the stadium this time.
Well, it's a strong crosswind. I don't know that you can get the distance And as a right-footed kicker, the ball tends to hook a little bit to the right, and that would be into the wind, and I think would maybe knock it down even more. We'll see. Gilly stands back at the goal line after a 45, 46-yard kickoff return last time. Quinn boots it away, and forget it. The wind doesn't matter, Mark. He kicked it over the end line. I'll take all that back. Not with that guy's leg. You can't assume he's not going to kick it anywhere.
I was going to argue with you.
Well, I mean, look at the flags blowing the way they are.
It's crazy.
And he still kicked it over the end line. Incredible. The mighty Quinn.
And he's just getting started, Steve. I mean, his career, as you said earlier, 8th game.
Both of these teams are 4-3 on the year. Both trying to keep pace within shouting distance of James Madison in the Sun Belt standings. Marshall 20, Coastal Carolina 10. Collier from the 25-yard line takes it, hands the ball off, and we've got a sweep to the right and nicely picks up a couple, and that's all. Marshall's defenders rallied quickly to the football. Give him 3 to the 28. Tyus Martin. We've called his name a couple of times tonight on the tackle for 2nd down and 7 to go. Nicely remains the running back. He came in with 264 yards on the season. They rotate 4 of them at running back, the Chanticleers. They'll motion him out now. Collier's all alone in the backfield, takes it, throws underneath, incomplete. Tried to get the ball to his tight end, Brooks Johnson. The ball was thrown behind him. 3rd down and 7 to go. Javay Gilmore was in coverage on the tight end.
Great to see Marshall get a quick 3 and out here as they build the lead back up to 10 points.
3 receivers left the wide side, a 4th receiver into the boundary the other way. Edwards is now in as the running back. And the Chanticleers needed to get it to the 35-yard line. Collier takes the snap. He's on the run, goes left, has the 30. He's fighting toward 1st down yardage. He's upended and has what he needs. He gained to the 36. And the drive continues. Samari Collier has now run for over 30 yards on the night. Paul Hudson the 3rd on the stop for Marshall. I think that's the 3rd time that Collier has converted a 1st down on 3rd down rushing attempts. He's a hard man to tackle. We're under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Marshall 20, Coastal Carolina 10. A new set of downs for the Chanticleers. They're going to use a pistol tailback for the first time. It's nicely back in. Collier might have a free play here. Marshall's offside. Collier flushed out of the pocket left, looking downfield. Throws toward the left sideline. Airmails his receiver. Marshall had great coverage on Malcolm Gilly.
Offside.
But Marshall's going to be flagged for 5 yards. Cam Smith back in coverage. And Collier knew it. So might as well take a chance downfield and see if we can make something happen. 3rd Marshall penalty, 20 yards marked off against the Herd. Move it ahead to the 41-yard line, 1st down and 5 to go. Nicely remains as a pistol tailback. 3 receivers and the tight end all right. Heavy into the boundary in this formation. Collier now will look for a new play call from the sideline. They stay unbalanced to the right side. 1st down, 5 yards to go. The snap, they'll option left. The pitch goes nicely, breaks a tackle at the 50, and he's in the clear. 40 and 30 nicely. Foot race, and they're not going to catch nicely. Over the 20 and 10 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. Dominic nicely made one man miss, and there was nobody in front of him.
Kind of had the look of maybe being a busted play in a way, but just sort of froze the defense a bit. And last second, he pitched it out, and nicely done. As nicely takes it into the end zone.
So Marshall's lead is 4. A Fructe will try to make it a 3-point game again. 5:33 on the clock. The snap, the mark, and the extra point is good. And a timeout here in Conway, South Carolina. The teams are trading punches. Marshall's lead back at 3. Thundering Herd 20, Chanticleers 17. We're back after this.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, the exclusive provider of sports medicine services to Marshall University Athletics, is pleased to offer walk-in clinics 6 days a week. Full-service appointments are available on a walk-in basis weekdays from 9 until 3, and a screening clinic is conducted Saturday mornings 8 to 10. No appointment necessary. For more information, call 304-691-1880. The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, taking care of the herd, taking care of you.
59 yards on the touchdown run by Coastal Carolina running back Dominic Nicely. After the extra point by Fructe, it's now the Thundering Herd 20, the Chanticleers 17. Still 5 minutes and 33 seconds to play before halftime. Our broadcast is brought to you in part by Kohl's, which has the back-to-school styles that'll spoil them at prices that'll spoil you. From jeans and tees to sneakers and more, which means you can do it all without overdoing your budget when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. The Chanticleers, Mark, went unbalanced. All the receivers, the tight ends, right, and out of the pistol, they ran an option to the left and Nicely had to make one man miss, and that was it.
Defensive end got tied up and just left running back clear sailing.
By tied up, do you mean held?
I just said tied up. They battle in those trenches. It's crazy. But you're trying to fight somebody off. You're trying to fight to get through. You go back to the drive, Steve, and you got him 3rd and 7, and you knew Collier was going to be dangerous running the football. And he got the big first down run that kept it alive. They had the penalty there, and then that leads to the touchdown.
And so Marshall will receive the kickoff. Total offense, Coastal Carolina, after those 59 yards, 199 yards on the game, and Marshall 144. Turner and Turner Bradshaw, the law firm, back to return a kickoff. LaForge to boot it away. Last time he kicked it out of bounds. The approach this time, high and deep, and it will hit midway through the end zone and skip through, and Marshall will start at the 25 after the touchback. Well, the Herd answered Coastal Carolina's first touchdown on the ensuing drive. They'd love to do it again.
See what Rod Smith will dial up here as Marshall has the football for the 4th time offensively.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson has completed 5 of 9 passes for 52 yards. Leading rusher is Antoine Roberts, 7 carries, 36 yards. Del Rio Wilson, 8 carries, 34 rushing yards. So Marshall has it, moving left to right here in the second quarter on the 25-yard line. They'll motion Payne. Del Rio Wilson fakes a handoff, swings it right for Lacey, looking for a block, gets the 30, and is near a first down, bumped out of bounds right at the 35. I think it is a 1st and 10 for the Thundering Herd. Fred Adams, cornerback, on the tackle.
They get Lacey in space and let him turn on the jets. He's speedy, and nice first down play for the Herd.
So Marshall, trying to answer a Coastal Carolina score, has 10 yards under its belt on this drive. The Herd goes heavy left. 3 receivers that way and the tight end. Del Rio Wilson takes it in the gun, backs up, has time, throws deep over the middle, and we've got incomplete. Lacey, big contact, but the defender actually had, I think, inside position, and so no flag flies. 2nd down and 10 to go.
Showing off the arm there, trying to get it to Tamarez.
So the Herd from its own 35 on the right hash mark. Under 5 minutes now to play before halftime. 3 down up front. Payne motions left, 3 receivers that way. Del Rio Wilson takes it, looks left, then takes off right, and he takes a hard hit after maybe a 2-yard gain. So it's 3rd and 8 for Marshall, just like that. The stop by Arinze, the right end, senior out of St. Louis, Missouri, Noah Arinze. Payne's one of 3 receivers left. Hurd's going to go with 2 into the boundary, including Roberts. 2 of 6 on 3rd down. Del Rio Wilson's all alone in the backfield on 3rd and 8 to go. There's the snap. They back out of a blitz. Del Rio Wilson guns it over the middle. Caught by Norton at midfield. That's a first down. He's trying to get more yardage, and he actually backs up a couple of yards and goes down at the 48 shy of midfield. But it is a 1st and 10 for Marshall. Del Rio Wilson gunned that one in.
A big catch by Norton, his 2nd of the game, and that one also results in first down yardage.
Tackled by Lunan, the linebacker. So 1st and 10, Thundering Herd. We're under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Marshall puts 2 running backs, 1 each way from Del Rio Wilson. One of those was Lacey. Now he motions out right. The snap, a swing pass to Lacey that way. Gets a block from Payne, gets a block from Tamarez, takes it over midfield. The Chanticleers rally and tackle Lacey after maybe 5 yards. 2nd and 5 to go. But the Herd is in Coastal Carolina territory as Lionel Whitaker made the tackle. 2nd and 4. Roberts is the running back off the right hip of Carlos Del Rio Wilson, who sends 2 receivers each way. Takes the snap, blitz on the way, gets rid of it, and it is incomplete. There was big heat coming up the middle from Coastal Carolina, and the ball was thrown out toward Antoine Roberts in the right flat. But there just wasn't enough time for he and Roberts to connect with one another there.
Yeah, had some heat on that, but nowhere near Roberts.
The safety would. So it's 3rd down and 5 for Marshall at the Coastal Carolina 37. The Chanticleers show blitz. They'll swing the pass out to Roberts in the left flat. Needs a block, and he's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Goes down for no gain. Stopped by Miles Woods again. He was huge in that sequence for Coastal Carolina. And for Marshall, it's 4th down and 5 at the Coastal Carolina 47. The Herd offense stays on the field at least for the time being. Nope. Now Totten comes in with the punt team. Coastal Carolina will set Graves up at about the 5-yard line. Totten will try to pin Coastal Carolina deep. Megorian's ready to snap it back to Nathan Totten. The lefty punter gets the snap, hangs it high, end over end, fair catch signal, and Graves fields it at the 12, maybe the 13. That's where Coastal Carolina will start a drive. After a 35-yard punt that does the job, pinned him back. But it's a 3-point lead for the Thundering Herd, Mark, and 2:35 on the clock.
Yeah, you hoping they can answer there. Got a couple of first down plays, but in the end they got to kick it away. And long field here for Coastal Carolina. They have managed to produce some big plays here of their own, including the last time they had the football.
They're thinking right now about driving down for a go-ahead touchdown before halftime. Marshall's defense has other ideas. Samari Collier's just 4 of 11 through the air, but for 76 yards, an interception that was returned for a Marshall touchdown by Boogie Trotter. Collier's in the gun, ball's on the right hash mark, and 3 receivers go into the boundary. They'll snap it, they'll hand the ball off straight ahead. A hesitation by Simpkins, and then he squirts through a bit of a hole for just a couple of yards at the 15, tackled by McKalen Warren, the big nose guard. 2nd down, 8 to go for Coastal Carolina. Chanticleers have all 3 of their timeouts left, and we're moving down at 2:10 toward the 2-minute timeout. They might let it go to that. And it appears as though they will. So a break in the action, and we will pause at Coastal Carolina's Brooks Stadium. Marshall 20, Chanticleers 17. 2nd down, 8 to go for Coastal Carolina from its own 15-yard line. When we return after 60 seconds from your station, you're listening to Marshall University football along the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
As another football season is here, remember you can always count on R&R Tent Rentals for all your tailgating needs. R&R Tent Rentals is a full-service event rental company featuring a complete line of tents, tables, and chairs. From small backyard parties to large corporate events and formal weddings. We are family-owned and operated as well as licensed and insured. Let us bring the party to you. R&R Tent Rentals is the official tent provider of the Marshall Thundering Herd. Call R&R Tent Rentals at 740-574-1784. R&R Tent Reynolds says, go Herd.
Sometimes our customers face circumstances that stretch their financial resources. At West Virginia American Water, we're here to help. Our customer assistance program can keep your life flowing by providing one-time assisted grants of up to $500, payment installment plans, and budget billing to provide predictable monthly bills. We also offer discounts of 20% for qualified low-income customers. To learn more about our customer assistance programs, visit westvirginiaamwater.com.
Marshall 20, Coastal Carolina 17. We have exactly 2 minutes on the clock before halftime in Conway, South Carolina. Coastal Carolina second down and 8 yards to go from its own 15-yard line when they're back on the field. Right now, here's 10 seconds so your station can identify itself on the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield. Steve Cotton, Mark Martin, Dave Wilson, Jim Woodrum in the Encova Insurance broadcast booth. Well, Coastal wasn't in a huge hurry there. They probably want to see what happened in the next couple of plays, Mark, and then decide if they want to be aggressive here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, right now Marshall has them second and long, and if you could end this drive in a hurry, get the ball back, and maybe have one more shot of it yourself offensively before this first half comes to a close. Boy, what a scene here, Steve. They've done a nice job really livening this place up tonight and on a Thursday night national television, and fun game.
Told that Halloween is a bigger thing in Myrtle Beach than maybe some other areas. I guess they even have in Elm Street, so they have Nightmare on Elm Street to decorate that one up. And the campus decorated today.
Yeah, beautiful campus here, beautiful athletic facilities.
If it just weren't for that teal turf, just doesn't look quite right. It's like you need to adjust the color on your set a little bit. Marshall with a 3-point lead. Who's going to be ahead at halftime? 2 minutes to go, and the teams are back on the field at Brooks Stadium. Samari Collier's gone all the way at quarterback, even though the guy whom he replaced because of injury, Tad Hudson, is said to be well again and available tonight. The lone running back is Javen Simpkins. He is left of the QB Collier. From the 15, the 23-yard line gives them a first down, and then maybe lets them become more aggressive if they could manage that. Herd's hoping for a quick stop or two and maybe get the ball back. Simpkins started left of the QB, now goes off Collier's right hip. Coastal Carolina lined up, QB barking signals. The snap, they'll fake the handoff. Collier on a keeper to the right, looking to get to the edge, and he can't because Alameen is there. Jabril Alameen ran him down and takes him down for very little gain, maybe a foot. So it's third and long. Clock rolling, 1:45 and 1:44 to go.
Great job by Alameen. Stayed with him and caught up with him and takes him down to the turf.
They've liked to run the quarterback Collier on their third down plays so far tonight. Herd's keeping an eye on him with 90 seconds and counting now on the clock. Collier in the gun. Third down, let's say 7 to go. Trips go left, one man right. Samari Collier takes it, and it's a quarterback keeper left. Runs into a couple of guys at the 20-yard line, and he's tackled a yard or two short. Got to figure they'll punt the ball here. They'll let the clock roll down as long as they can.
And Tony Gibson gets a timeout over there.
Second timeout of the half.
Alameen and Parker, two Marshall linebackers, made sure that Collier didn't get that last 2 feet. He made it that close.
We talked about the quarterback situation for Coastal. Another guy that saw action this season, M.J. Morris, and Marshall saw him a few years ago playing for NC State when Tony Gibson was still coaching there with the Wolfpack and Tim Beck.
Yep, there are former Wolfpack players on both teams and former Wolfpack staffers, and just another wrinkle in this matchup between the Thundering Herd and the Chanticleers. Coastal has won 2 of the 3 meetings. Marshall's trying to beat the Chanticleers on the surf turf for the first time, although the Herd won a bowl game here over UConn in the Myrtle Beach Bowl back in 2022. And so,
with a Marshall quarterback who's now with the Marshall Thundering Herd program.
Yeah, the UConn quarterback that game was Zion Turner,
who saw a play here earlier in the game.
Well, Lacey's dangerous. He stands at the Marshall 35. Sebafundi ready to punt the ball. Marshall's guarding against a fake here. A long count. They're hoping to maybe draw Marshall off sides. Herd's not falling for that. The snap's through. Not much pressure. The punt's away. Wobbler drives Lacey back, and it hits near the sideline at the 30 and takes a left turn out of bounds. 1:05 on the clock. Marshall doesn't have to go all that far to get within range for Lorcan Quinn to try to knock through another long one.
Yes, already got one here tonight.
49-yard punt inside the 30 at the 29. I mean, at the end of a half, even with this wind, if you get the ball down close to the other 40, you can let Quinn try one. So the Herd, with a 3-point lead and 1:05 on the clock, starts on its own 29-yard line. Del Rio Wilson's the quarterback. Most of the work at running back has been done by Antoine Roberts, and he's out there now. Del Rio Wilson takes it, backs up to throw. Under some pressure, flags fly, throws to the sideline, incomplete, intended for Payne. But the markers fly, and the Herd's going to be called for a hold.
10-yard penalty for replay, first down.
1st and 20, back it up to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah, 30 yards, 4 flags against Marshall. Makes it even tougher to get even within field goal range. 3 receivers go left. One of those is Payne, but now he motions right. The snap, the handoff to Roberts left, just a couple of yards, and Marshall looking like it's not going to be real aggressive here, although it's still 3rd down, and now it'll be 19 to go. Make it 2nd down at 19. From the 20, tackled by Notice, a defensive lineman. And the Herd's in no rush now. We're down with the clock rolling inside 30 seconds to play in this first half. 2 receivers right plus the tight end. Single wide out left for Del Rio Wilson. 21 seconds left. There's the snap. The handoff again. Roberts, a little bit of room. Makes a nice cut outside at the 25, out near the 30, but a big hit there. And it looks like both of these teams are going to be content to go to the locker rooms with Marshall up by 3. The final seconds melt away. 15 more minutes in the books. We've played a half at Coastal Carolina University. Marshall 20 and the Chanticleers 17.
Well, Steve, 2 old friends going at it here. Used to be together at North Carolina State. Now the head coaches of Coastal Carolina and Marshall and their teams are slugging it out. The Herd with the 3-point advantage here at the break, and they've utilized takeaways to have this lead going into the locker room.
Boogie Trotter with an interception return for a touchdown, 51 yards for the Thundering Herd. Lorcan Quinn, 2 field goals, 1 of 55, his career long. Joshawn Barbie with a touchdown run, but it's just a 3-point Marshall lead, 20-17. The Herd leads Coastal Carolina at the half. The Encova Insurance halftime report is next.
Hey there, Herd fans. If you or someone you know needs a lawyer related to an injury or wrongful death case, we highly recommend you choose Stephen New and Associates as your lawyers. Stephen is a proud graduate of Marshall University, and for more than 25 years, he has fought for West Virginia clients and their families. Stephen New and Associates are the official injury attorneys of Marshall Athletics, and they truly care about every client they serve. Go Herd.
true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
You're listening to Marshall Football on the Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Marshall University and Creative Kitchens, two hometown teams striving for perfection every day. When it's time to update your kitchen, bath, or any room in your house, call the squad at Creative Kitchens. With more than 60 years of experience, Creative Kitchens is West Virginia's leading kitchen and bath design and remodeling specialist. Stop in one of their beautiful showrooms in Huntington, Hurricane, or Lewisburg, or visit Creative Kitchens online at creativekitchens.com. Creative Kitchens, family serving families since 1959. A proud supporter of the Marshall Thundering Herd.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
30 minutes are in the books. It's time for the Encova Insurance Halftime Show. Encova Insurance is a teammate you can trust. For auto, home, and business insurance, choose Encova. Visit Encova.com to learn more. Now for a recap of the first half. Let's head back to the CareSource Studios.
Luke Allett with you in the CareSource Studios as we open up our Encova Halftime Show with a 20-17 Marshall lead over the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Let's take a listen as to how it happened. And how about the Marshall defense today? They get on the field first. Marshall won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. Coastal Carolina gets the ball first, and then Boogie Trotter coming through with a pick six for Marshall.
There's the snap. In the gun, Collier takes it under pressure on the blitz, throws, and it's intercepted at midfield. Marshall's Boogie Trotter down the sideline, gets to the 20 and 10, cuts left, and Trotter takes it home. A pick six from midfield, and Marshall has the 6-0 lead.
51 yards officially on the pick. 6 point after good. 7-0 Thundering Herd were in front, but the defense, they weren't done there. After a Coastal Carolina field goal, drove down the field, able to split the uprights there. Marshall, they'd punt. Coastal Carolina gets the ball back, but not for long.
Marshall gets behind the line of scrimmage, makes the hit, the ball pops loose, and Marshall thinks it has it. Daytwan Smith comes out with a football, and the Thundering Herd, if this stands, has its second takeaway of the game. Javon Edwards fumbled it. One of 3 running backs, all in the backfield with the QB.
So Marshall gets the ball back, and then after a couple of plays, they set out the field goal unit. 4-play drive that went backwards with just a negative 1 yard of total offense on the drive, but a 55-yard field goal. Thundering Herd make it 10-3.
The snapper McGorry and the holder Totten from the right hash mark. They get their jobs done. Quinn's kick is on the way. Quinn's kick looks like it has a chance, and it's good. His third field goal of 50-plus yards. He's in his 8th career game. 55-plus, and Marshall leads it by the score of 10-3.
That was not the only field goal for Marshall in that first half. A few possessions later from 23 yards.
Special teamers are ready. The snap's back, and Quinn's field goal is through the pipes. Marshall 13, Coastal Carolina 3.
And a few possessions after that, Coastal Carolina, they would punt it back to Marshall. Thundering Herd getting a 4-yard rushing touchdown to make it 20-10.
Del Rio Wilson takes it, gives the ball to Barbie Wright, slanting, goes to the 3 and the 2 and the 1, and he's in. Joshawn Barbie, touchdown. Tariq Montgomery led the way with a big block. And Barbie, who scored 2 overtime touchdowns in the win over Texas State last time out, has one in regulation today. Marshall 19, Coastal Carolina 10.
2 carries for 3 yards and the all-important touchdown for Joshawn Barbie as Marshall with a 20-17 lead at the halftime respite. Thundering Herd looking to try to knock off the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, improve to 5-3 and 3-1 in the Sun Belt. Speaking of the Sun Belt, we'll get you those standings as well as some scores from throughout the conference. Preview a couple of games coming up on Saturday as well. 20-17, Marshall has a lead over Coastal Carolina at the halftime break. Thundering Herd will get the ball as well to start half number 2. This is Marshall football from Learfield.
Delta Hotels by Marriott Huntington Mall in Huntington downtown. The preeminent full-service hotels conveniently located in downtown Huntington next to the Mountain Health Arena and in Barbersville just off I-64 at the Huntington Mall. The area's largest modern upscale guest rooms with comfortable beds, signature cocktails, and local shuttles. Conference and banquet rooms that can handle any meeting or special occasion. Delta Hotels by Marriott, the official hotels of Marshall Athletics.
Whether it's a septic clean out, locating a tank, or pumping grease traps, One Way Septic has you covered. Hosting an outdoor event, Rent-A-Can is the perfect solution to keep things running smoothly. Offering portable restrooms, luxury restroom trailers, hand washing stations, and more. Our friendly staff is here to take care of your needs. We also offer roll-off dumpsters too. One Way Septic and Rent-A-Can. Visit us online at onewayseptic.com or call us today at 304-429-5218.
This is the Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Looking for your next lake day adventure? The Great Outdoors Marine, just 5 miles south of Huntington, is your pontoon and bass boat headquarters. Now also carrying Ranger and Triton boats. Plus, check out the brand new tackle shop inside the dealership. Lake days are still here, and the deals are hot. And don't forget, you can rent pontoons, fishing boats, kayaks, and canoes at Beach Fork Lake Marina. Get on the water today. Visit thegreatoutdoorsmarine.com. Your authorized Bennington, Tracker, Ranger, Nitro, Triton, Sun Tracker, and Mercury Marine dealer.
Rafters along the lower gully have reported sightings of a pirate on the riverbank. Apparently, he's throwing gold coins to every boat that passes. Back to you, Carrie.
iPlay, West Virginia's new online lottery app, is here, and the games are full of characters. Start playing today at WVLottery.com or download the official West Virginia Lottery app and discover even more ways to win with Play On, our new rewards program. So join the cast of characters today with iPlay from the West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play responsibly.
For a look around the rest of the conference and country, it's time for a comprehensive scoreboard update. Brought to you by Pepsi, official soft drink of Marshall Athletics. For the latest scores and highlights, let's head back to the CareSource studio.
Luke Allett with you in the CareSource studios here for Pepsi scoreboard update. 20-17. Marshall has the lead over Coastal Carolina at the halftime break. Good stuff from the Thundering Herd on both offense and defense as they hope to best the Chanticleers and improve on their record, make it 5-3, 3-1 in the Sun Belt. Speaking of the Sun Belt Conference, there's already been one game this week that's gone final. That's the conference leaders in James Madison. They picked up another win, 7-1, and unblemished 5-0 in Sun Belt play with a 52-20 victory over Texas State. Bobcats fall to 3-5, 0-4 in Sun Belt play as well. Alonzo Barnett III, he had an impressive game for the Dukes, 264 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. That goes with 10 totes, 98 yards, and a touchdown on the ground as well, along of 51 yards for the James Madison signal caller who pilots the Dukes to their 7th win in 8 tries. There's some games this weekend as well coming up on the 1st, Saturday. It'll be Old Dominion and UL Monroe kicking off at 3:30 in that contest. The Monarchs 5-3, 2-2 in Sun Belt play. Ricky Ronnie, their head coach, talking about how explosive plays will factor in.
You know, we're going to look for those opportunities to get a big play as well. And when we have them, we're going to take advantage of them and we're going to try them and get them going. We're actually playing a team that'll do that. I mean, these guys will take a lot of shots down the field, you know, and they have different areas where they're going to take different shots, and they do a nice job with that. And, you know, so I think that's going to be one of the keys of the game is we got to limit their explosives, and we've got to continue to create ours.
Old Dominion and UL Monroe coming up at 3:30 on Saturday the 1st. Same time kick for Louisiana and South Alabama for Hancock Whitney Stadium in Mobile. Tougher year for the Jaguars so far, 1-3 in the Sun Belt. Raging Cajuns 1-3 in the Sun Belt, 2-6 overall as well. 8 o'clock on Saturday, Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Arkansas State and Troy will go head-to-head. Head man of the Arkansas State Red Wolves, Butch Jones, talking about how important balance will be on the offensive end.
They make you earn every yard that you get. And if they make you one-dimensional, it'll be a long night because of the talent they have, where they're able to push the pocket internally, and then their edge guys are as good as any edges we've seen. They use their hands really well. They can reduce their surface. If you play poor fundamentally, they will expose you, and they've done that a lot this year. So, again, being balanced will be vital, but they're going to challenge you in so many ways to be balanced.
And on the other side, Gerard Parker, head coach of the Troy Trojans, talking about how there's going to be a lot to game plan for against Arkansas State.
You know, it's a momentum team as well. They've won close games. They've come back from being down and won. It's a tough, gritty program. Certainly one that got us last year at their place. You know, they beat us up there and sent us back up the hill and made us walk with humility in front of their home crowd. It's a thing that certainly has weighed on the minds of all of us and this program, and they got the job done. So we have a lot to play for in this one.
Arkansas State and Troy, 8 p.m. kickoff from Troy, Alabama Veterans Memorial Stadium. As for some games in the top 25, looking forward to the weekend. You start with the top 20 clash in Austin. 9th-ranked Vanderbilt, 10th-ranked and 20th-ranked Texas. Commodores are 7-1. They've been upstart this year as Clark Lee has piloted the Commodores to an impressive start. Texas started off as the preseason number 1, 6-2, narrowly escaping last week over Mississippi State. Elsewhere in the top 25, it'll be 2nd-ranked Indiana taking on Maryland. Hoosiers an unbeaten 8-0 on the season. At 3:30 from Jacksonville, Everbank Stadium, 5th-ranked Georgia and the Florida Gators will go toe-to-toe. 3-4 is Florida this year. They'll be without head coach Billy Napier, who was fired during the bye week. Gators, first time they'll be without their head coach Napier, taking on their rival, the 5th-ranked Florida Gators. Also later in the day, South Carolina and 7th-ranked Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin and the Rebs, 7-1 so far this year, 4-1 in SEC play after knocking off Oklahoma on the road last week. And then a top 20 clash at 7:30. 18th-ranked Oklahoma, 14th-ranked Tennessee, followed by a 10-15 nightcap. 17th-ranked Cincinnati, 24th-ranked Utah from Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. We'll wrap up the scoreboard, the Pepsi scoreboard, with a couple of events coming up tomorrow throughout Marshall. You have women's tennis in the College of Charleston Halloween Championship that expands all the way to Saturday, the 1st of November. Volleyball takes on Old Dominion also at 6 p.m. First serve from Cam Henderson Center in Huntington. And men's soccer taking on West Virginia in Morgantown. Big time matchup on Halloween, 7 p.m. against the Mountaineers and, of course, the Thundering Herd. As for our score at halftime, 20-17. Marshall has the lead over Coastal Carolina. We will continue our halftime coverage in just a moment. Marshall with a field goal lead, 20-17. This is Marshall football from Learfield.
For more than 4 decades now, Ford F-Series has given hard-working folks more of everything they want in a truck. More capability, more power, and more smart technology. That's why, for 47 years now, more people have chosen Ford F-Series than any other brand. To test drive a new F-Series yourself and discover a 47-year legacy of toughness, visit your local Ford store today.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
This is your home for Marshall football. The Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Tyler Mountain Springwater, a proud partner of Marshall Athletics, has been serving customers across her country since 1930. Customers we are serving include home, office, and industry. Tyler Mountain Water also now makes available office coffee service, traditional packs, and K-Cups. Tyler Mountain Water, where good taste just comes naturally. Clear and fresh, Tyler Mountain is the best. The height of perfection, the peak of purity. Tyler Mountain Springwater, where good taste just comes naturally.
Hotels by Marriott Huntington Mall in Huntington downtown. The preeminent full-service hotels conveniently located in downtown Huntington next to the Mountain Health Arena and in Barbersville just off I-64 at the Huntington Mall. The area's largest modern upscale guest rooms with comfortable beds, signature cocktails, and local shuttles. Conference and banquet rooms that can handle any meeting or special occasion. Delta Hotels by Marriott, the official hotels of Marshall Athletics.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Marshall University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Marshall and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Marshall University.
Halftime at Coastal Carolina. Marshall leads by a field goal, 20-17. 2 Lorcan Quinn field goals, and one of those 55 yards. Tied for the second longest field goal in Marshall University history. But the Chanticleers bounce back, get it back within 3 at the half. Halftime stats are brought to you by Central Van Lines, the official moving company of the Thundering Herd. Total offense, Marshall has been outgained 208 yards to 182. Thundering Herd has run the ball for 104 yards, passed for 78. Coastal Carolina, 132 yards on the ground, 76 yards through the air. Time of possession, Marshall 16 minutes and 28 seconds, 13:32 time of possession for Coastal Carolina. Carlos Del Rio Wilson's 9 of 15 passing, 78 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Samari Collier 4 of 11, 76 yards, no touchdowns, the 1 interception. They have a 51-yard pick six by Marshall's Boogie Trotter. Leading rushers for Marshall, Antoine Roberts, 9 carries and 46 yards, 2 carries but 62 yards, including a 59-yard touchdown by Dominic Nicely for Coastal Carolina. Marshall's Floyd Lacey leads the Herd with 3 catches and 22 yards. 1 24-yard catch for Wright leads the way for Coastal Carolina. You add it all up, and Marshall's up 3 at the half. The Herd will receive the third quarter kickoff when we return to Conway, South Carolina after this.
The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, the exclusive provider of sports medicine services to Marshall University Athletics, is pleased to offer walk-in clinics 6 days a week. Full-service appointments are available on a walk-in basis weekdays from 9 until 3, and a screening clinic is conducted Saturday mornings 8 to 10. No appointment necessary. For more information, call 304-691-1880. The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, taking care of the Herd, taking care of you.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
There was flames on that ball.
The speed.
35-40. There he goes. Down the sideline.
Mr. College Football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back in the end zone. 30, 20.
This is the College Football Bliss. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Looking for something more from your personal checking account? Then one of our new Community Trust Advantage checking accounts might be right for you. Our Advantage checking accounts offer great features such as ID Protect, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, travel and leisure discounts, and shopping rewards, which makes it easier for you to save money on everyday purchases. Learn more at ctbi.com. Get more out of your checking. Open an account today. Our friendly, professional staff at one of our many branches will be happy to assist you.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Sometimes our customers face circumstances that stretch their financial resources. At West Virginia American Water, we're here to help. Our customer assistance program can keep your life flowing by providing one-time assisted grants of up to $500, payment installment plans, and budget billing to provide predictable monthly bills. We also offer discounts of 20% for qualified low-income customers. To learn more about our customer assistance programs, visit westvirginiaamwater.com.
Marshall won the opening coin toss, and so for the third quarter, the Herd, which deferred, will receive the kickoff. Thundering Herd 20, Coastal Carolina 17. Keys to the second half from Mark Martin are brought to you by CareSource, featuring easy-to-afford marketplace health plans. CareSource, we got you. What do you think, Mark?
Well, Steve, first of all, it's just a gift here. You got a chance right out of the gate to take it down the field and extend it back out. You had 2 10-point leads in that first half. Want to do it again. A lot of good signs from that Marshall offense in that first half. Defense played pretty solid, but now here we are with 2 quarters to go and this slugfest between Coastal and the Herd.
LaForge will tee it up, although it's blown off the tee. He's going to have to re-tee it. Coastal Carolina, teal helmets, green jerseys, or rather white jerseys and the green teal pants. Marshall wearing white over Kelly green over white. Xavion Turner Bradshaw, the deep return man. LaForge ready. As soon as he gets the okay from the men wearing stripes, we'll be underway in the third quarter. Back and forth. Teams trading punches in the first half. Marshall up by 3 as we get ready for the second half. The approach by LaForge, and he'll boot it away. And that's going to go deep into the end zone near the sideline. And Marshall will start the third quarter on offense at the 25-yard line. Carlos Del Rio Wilson, 9 of 15 passing, 78 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, he was impressive as always. And, going to need a big half out of Carlos here in this second half of action. I mean, he plays so hard. He is a warrior. A lot of folks in the house here tonight, Steve, including the commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah, Keith Gill among those in attendance. Marshall from the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Antoine Roberts, the running back. Toby Payne goes in motion. The snap, the give to Roberts, moving left. Tries to bounce it outside, and that hole closes quickly, and it's a 1-yard gain, and that's all for Antoine Roberts, who goes down in the arms of Avion Jones, a junior defensive back from Texas. Marshall goes no huddle. 2 receivers each way. It's on the left hash mark now. Del Rio Wilson takes it. A sprint out to the right. Throws to the sideline. Caught near a first down. And a little extra effort by Tamarez gives him the 35-yard line and the first down. Tackle was made by Lunan, the linebacker. But Marshall moves the chains to start the third quarter with a 3-point lead.
Second catch of the game for Tamarez.
Del Rio Wilson sends 2 receivers left, takes it, starts to run left, gives it back, moving right. Roberts with room. Nice shimmy and a shake over the 50 to the right sideline. Antoine Roberts still on his feet across the 40 and 30. Breaks a tackle at the 20, still on the sideline, down inside the 15, near the 10, out of bounds. Zamarion Gordon's the only guy that kept Antoine Roberts out of the end zone for Marshall, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
Saw that play in the first half. Steve really liked that play. And how about Adrian Norton throwing some nice blocks down the field.
Marshall lines up in a hurry. Del Rio Wilson takes it, keeps it, goes left, hit at the line, falls forward for a couple. It will be 2nd and 8 from the 9-yard line. Gordon with another tackle. Antoine Roberts' run was 54 yards, and he has his first 100-yard game as a member of the Thundering Herd. 11 carries, 102 yards for him. And Marshall wants to go quickly and goes empty. 2 receivers left, 3 go to the wide side for Del Rio Wilson, who takes it, stands tall in the pocket, now takes off, breaks a couple of tackles, picks up 2-3 yards. That's all down at the 6-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5 from there. The Herd can get a first down inside the 1. They back it up now to the 7. So 3rd and 6 to go for Roberts and company. 2 minutes into the third quarter. Marshall leads at 20-17. Does not want to have to settle for a field goal try here. Antoine Roberts, left of Carlos Del Rio Wilson. 2 receivers and a tight end, all bunched up tight to the line right. Del Rio Wilson takes it. He'll fade one to the back of the end zone where it's caught for a Thundering Herd touchdown by DeAndre Tamarez. He got behind the safety Woods, and Del Rio Wilson dropped it in there so nicely. Marshall now leads at 26-17.
I mean, that was just perfect. What a throw. Great concentration by Tamarez, who had a nice catch earlier in the drive, and just like that, the Thundering Herd punching it in.
So Del Rio Wilson with the touchdown pass, his first of the game. DeAndre Tamarez, his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. Lorcan Quinn with the extra point that is up, and he nearly kicked it over the top of the scoreboard and everything down there. 27-17. Marshall takes that third quarter kickoff and drives it 75 yards in 6 plays.
Well, they did exactly what they wanted to do. Get that lead back up to 10. So now, for a third time in this game, Marshall with a double-digit lead at 10. Now you ask your defense, clamp down on Coastal Carolina and get it right back to the offense.
And how about Antoine Roberts with the 54-yard run to get the herd down in striking distance?
Yeah, just a really nice call, kind of an inside handoff, and he gallops there for the big gainer and got a great block, a couple of great blocks by Norton. He just kept finding guys to peck off as he went down the field.
Lorcan Quinn will boot it from right to left. You've got Gilly, the deep return man, no chance. Touchback. So 12:46 to go, and Marshall back to the 10-point lead. Herd's been at a 10-point lead a few times, but Coastal Carolina keeps answering.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. They have proven, hey, we're not going anywhere, and you got this nice atmosphere here at home.
They've really put on the show here tonight. The halftime show from Medieval Times, is that's what it's called, the Myrtle Beach Classic spot. Dominic Nicely's the running back. And Javen Simpkins is the running back. They'll go deep motion, and all 3 receivers go right. The snap, they'll hand it off to Simpkins right. Tripped up, keeps his balance, goes over the 30, gains 7 to the 32-yard line. Goes down there, 2nd down and 3. Javay Gilmore is in on another tackle for the Thundering Herd. He's had a big game.
Simpkins at 5'8", just kind of snuck through there and almost got the first down, maybe more, had it not been for Gilmore with a nice play. And as you said, he is having himself another nice game defensively.
Simpkins, a junior from Miami, goes right now, the quarterback. Tight end and all 3 receivers to the wide side. The snap, they'll hand it off, though, to Simpkins into the boundary left, and there's nothing for him. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Jamal Weiss, the big junior, another Miami guy. Tackles a Miami man. 3rd and 4 to go from the 31.
Yeah, Weiss at 6'4", 303, and gobbles up 5'8", 185 Simpkins.
Coastal goes with a single receiver into the boundary left. There's a tight end that way, and the other 2 receivers are slotted up to the wide side right. 3rd down, a long 4 to go for Collier and company. Barkin signals, takes the snap, backs up to throw, pocket collapsing, he throws it, completes it, and a broken tackle, and up the right sideline goes Gilly over midfield. It's a foot race, 30 and 20, Gilly over the 10 and all the way to the end zone. Touchdown for the Chanticleers from 69 yards out. And they now need a PAT to get it back within 3 of the Thundering Herd.
They turn on the jet, Steve. Wow.
Yeah, Gilly can go. He showed us. He's had a long kickoff return to set up a relatively short touchdown drive. And now he goes the distance himself. The 69-yard pass, catch, and mostly run by Malcolm Gilly, the senior from Milwaukee, in a Ball State transfer. A Frukta for the extra point. He boots it up, and it's good. Well, Marshall was up 3 at the half. The Herd took the 3rd quarter kickoff. Long distance for the score. Coastal Carolina gets a long distance play from Gilly. And with 11 and 26 to go in the 3rd quarter, we've got a timeout here at Brooks Stadium. Marshall's lead back at 3, 27-24 over Coastal Carolina University's Chanticleers. We're back after this.
For more than 4 decades now, Ford F-Series has given hard-working folks more of everything they want in a truck. More capability, more power, and more smart technology. That's why, for 47 years now, more people have chosen Ford F-Series than any other brand. To test drive a new F-Series yourself and discover a 47-year legacy of toughness, visit your local Ford store today.
Buying your dream home, driving down new roads, starting that business you've always dreamed of, sending your kids off to college, living out your dream retirement. No matter what dreams you have, Encova Insurance can help make them a reality. Visit Encova.com to find an agent in your neighborhood and find out how you can customize your home auto, and business insurance to fit your needs today. Encova Insurance. We're ready for what's next.
Well, we're already going to see our third kickoff of the third quarter. We've only played 3 minutes and 34 seconds since halftime. Marshall took the third quarter kickoff, drove it 75 yards in 6 plays to go up by 10. Coastal Carolina needed only 3 plays to go 75 yards. The last 69 on the pass from Collier to Gilly. 11:26 on the clock. Marshall now 27-24 over the Chanticleers. Kickoffs are brought to you by Creative Kitchens. Be sure to stop at Creative Kitchens to check out the latest in kitchen and bathroom design. Visit creativekitchens.com or stop in person at Creative Kitchens in Huntington, Hurricane, or Lewisburg.
These offenses kind of like they have somewhere they have to be, Steve. It has been quick scoring here to begin the second half. Boy, you get that 10-point lead, and then just like that, Coastal erases it and chisels it down to 3. Now the Thundering Herd will go back to work and try to build it right back up.
Marshall, a week from Saturday, at home against James Madison University. That game is set for a noon kickoff now. Another national television audience for the Thundering Herd and the Dukes. We're on the air at 10 o'clock. A week from Saturday with the Pepsi Tailgate Show.
Is it you or Dave bringing breakfast?
Maybe both of us.
Okay. My guy, I guess I could add something to the mix.
You're famous for the sausage gravy, Mark. That's what we want you to bring.
Or week-old chicken sandwiches.
LaForge will kick it off. Xavion Turner Bradshaw deep. LaForge is typically a touchback guy. See if Turner Bradshaw will get a chance maybe to return one here. Still a strong crosswind. The boots away, high, and no chance. That one's going to sail over the end line.
We always talk about return guys, just how frustrating it is because you want to get your hands on the ball, and kickoff-wise, you just watch it sail into the end zone. And a lot of times punts are hanging up there, and you have to call for the fair catch or let it go. But when you get that chance, you want to make something happen. But this time around, the Herd will start at the 25.
Barbie's the running back. Antoine Roberts already over 100 yards in tonight's game, a career high for him. But Barbie getting a chance. He has a touchdown already tonight. 2 receivers right, 1 left, plus the tight end Payne goes left for Marshall. 1st and 10. They motion Barbie out of the backfield. The pass, it's thrown high. Barbie's got to get on that. That might have been a lateral. It might be a live football, and Coastal Carolina falls on it. Now the question, forward pass or backward pass? The ruling is a lateral, a turnover, and Coastal Carolina has the ball inside Marshall's 20.
But what a break for Coastal.
The lateral too high and through the hands of Barbie, and the Chanticleers look to have their first takeaway of the game. They say this one stands. So Coastal Carolina down by 3, but the Chanticleers have the ball in the red zone to start this drive at the Marshall 19. Chanticleers will line them up with 3 receivers right. The tight end goes left, the short side. Simpkins is the running back. Collier takes the snap, gives to Simpkins right. Big collision near the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for a yard or so, and that's all. Bilal El-Amin.
Takeaways have been kind to Marshall in this game, but now Coastal trying to take advantage of one.
2nd down, let's say a long 8, short 9. The running back now is Edwards. The snap, quarterback wants to throw, lobs it right side into the end zone. The only guy there is the Coastal Carolina wide receiver, and it is a touchdown for Graves. And the Chanticleers have the lead. There was no Marshall man within 10 yards of Bryson Graves. And it's 30-27. Coastal Carolina leads it.
Yeah, you're a quarterback and you look, your eyes get real big because you're like, oh my gosh, my receiver is wide open.
I don't know if a Marshall man fell down or the Herd didn't get anybody out there to start. Fructe with the point. Good. And for the first time, the Thundering Herd trails Coastal Carolina. 10:44 to go in the third quarter. A turnover gives Coastal Carolina the chance, and the Chanticleers cash it in. 31-27, Coastal Carolina leads it. Still 10:44 to go in quarter number 3. We'll take a break and return to Conway, South Carolina after you hear this.
CareSource Marketplace health plans are reliable and predictable. That's important because your life plans are not. CareSource gives you the reliable coverage and peace of mind to take on whatever comes your way. Emergency services, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Our plans are simple and affordable because when your life is complicated, it's important that your health insurance is not. For affordable coverage when you need it most, visit caresource.com/marketplace. We got you.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Marshall turns it over for the first time tonight. Coastal Carolina makes the Thundering Herd pay. 2 plays, 18 yards. A 17-yard touchdown pass from Samari Collier to a wide open Bryson Graves. The extra point, and it's 31-27 Shants.
Boy, things have changed quickly here. Marshall got that opening kickoff, and things looking good. You got a 10-point lead, and right back comes Coastal, and then Coastal gives Marshall a little taste of its own medicine by coming up with a turnover, and they cash it in quickly, and boy, just a wide open play there. So Marshall going to have to gather itself now here, Steve, and get right back at it offensively and try to make up for that last series and the mistake.
Herd fans, you can score big on game day at Kroger. You'll find low prices in every aisle so you can save even more. Kroger is the official grocery partner of Marshall University Athletics.
The long snapper for Coastal, Nate Merchant, he was shaken up on that extra point. He did walk off on his own power, but they're tending to him just for a bit, but seemed to be okay as he made his way to the near side.
Marshall rushing strong up the middle and might have been at the bottom of a pile there. Can't go after the long snapper immediately. You have to let him. Can't go after him while he's still defenseless, trying to snap the ball back. So LaForge will tee it up again. We've had a lot of action already in the third quarter. This was 20-17 at halftime. Marshall led. Coastal Carolina 2 touchdowns. Marshall 1 touchdown. And we've yet to play much more than 4 minutes since halftime. Xavion Turner Bradshaw back. Hasn't had a chance to return the LaForge kickoffs. The approach. Another high one. Turner Bradshaw will see that one hit 4 yards deep in the end zone and skip through. And again, Marshall would begin at the 25-yard line. Well, the Herds had the ball 3 times in the third quarter. Each time it started at the 25. Once Marshall went 75 yards and scored. The other time Marshall had it, it turned it over on the first play. And Coastal Carolina scored in short order. And the Herds down for the first time. Herds going to bring Adrian Norton, single receiver to the near side. 3 go right. And at running back for the first time in this game is Justin Williams-Thomas, the Cal transfer. From the 25, the snap, play fake. Quick swing pass goes to the right side. Lacey fakes inside, goes outside, turns nothing into something, picks up about 5, and then takes a big hit even after he crossed the sideline, but not so late that a flag flew. Jamarian Wayne, a senior quarterback, got Lacey out of bounds after the 5-yard gain.
He does a nice job. He gathers it in and just, steps on the gas. A little shift and gets knocked out of bounds.
Payne goes in motion. The snap. Roberts is back in at running back, takes the handoff, and picks up a couple, maybe 3, but it's going to be 3rd down and at least 2 or 3 to go for the Thundering Herd. The tackle by the linebacker, Dante Lunan. He's been in on several stops today.
A nice little surge there, and then suddenly it closed down on Roberts.
3rd down, let's say 3 to go from the 32-yard line. Marshall's 5 of 9 on 3rd downs. Could really use a conversion here. 4 receivers go left in a diamond formation. Now one of those, Roberts, is back into the backfield next to Del Rio Wilson, who takes it, looks left, guns it that way, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line. And now he's hit. Lunan and fumbles, and there's a big pile, and we'll see who has it. Coastal Carolina thinks it has its 2nd turnover in rapid-fire succession, and that's the signal as Notice, a defensive tackle from Toronto, has the ball. Lunan picked it off and then lost it, and Notice got on the ball. And the Herd's down by 4, and only the 2nd interception of the year thrown by Del Rio Wilson. Although his pass was too tall on Marshall's last possession and resulted in a lateral/fumble and turnover. Coastal Carolina made Marshall pay for that in only 2 plays. Chanticleers 31, Marshall 27. Coastal Carolina 1st and 10 at the Marshall 26-yard line. So Samari Collier trying to give his team its biggest lead. Takes it. They hand it off. Now on a reverse. They're going to throw a pass off the double reverse, and the wide open receiver dropped it at the 10-yard line. That receiver was the quarterback, Samari Collier. A double reverse pass, and it was there.
Coach Beck digging into the playbook, Steve.
Yeah, that would have been a dandy. Collier was looking upfield before he secured the pass. 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Trips right, 1 receiver left. The running back is Dominic Nicely. They'll slow down and send in a new play on 2nd and 10. The shotgun snap, a toss to Nicely right. He is undercut, double teamed, goes down after a gain of 1. Leading the way was Jalen Parker. He's had a nice game at linebacker for Marshall. 3rd down long for Coastal Carolina. Well, if you force them to try a relatively long field goal here, that is success for the Marshall defense in this situation. 3rd down, nearly 10 still to go. Ball's on the right hash mark. 3 receivers left and 1 right for Collier. Nicely still the RB, right of the quarterback. There's the snap. Collier's on a run. It's a called play. Goes ahead, gets only a yard. Marshall was waiting for it. The Herd was spying on him. I think Sid Kaba was in on the stop. The transfer from Western Michigan playing along the defensive line for Marshall. And so the Herd does, after the turnover, force the Chanticleers to try about a 42-yard field goal from the right hash mark. Kiana Fructa, perfect on the year, 8 of 8, including a field goal earlier tonight. But his long is 44. He doesn't have the powerful leg, but he's been accurate. And this is in his range, and the regular snapper Merchant is back in there. So trying to go up 7. The snap's back. The kick by Fructa is on the way, and he makes it. Back-to-back turnovers by the Thundering Herd result in 10 quick Coastal Carolina points. Midway through quarter number 3, 7:56 to go. Chanticleers lead it by 7, 34-27 over the Thundering Herd. Here's 60 seconds from your local station as you listen to Marshall University football along the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
As another football season is here, remember you can always count on R&R Tent Rentals for all your tailgating needs. R&R Tent Rentals is a full-service event rental company featuring a complete line of tents, tables, and chairs. From small backyard parties to large corporate events and formal weddings. We are family-owned and operated as well as licensed and insured. Let us bring the party to you. R&R Tent Rentals is the official tent provider of the Marshall Thundering Herd. Call R&R Tent Rentals at 740-574-1784. R&R Tent Reynolds says, go Herd.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Well, Marshall uncharacteristically suffers back-to-back turnovers. Turned into a touchdown and a field goal by Coastal Carolina, and the Chanticleers have the 7-point lead. 34-27 over the Thundering Herd. 7 minutes and 56 seconds remain in quarter number 3. It's been a very active third quarter. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Proud to be the official soft drink of the Thundering Herd. Pepsi says we are Marshall.
Each team with 2 turnovers, Steve. Each team capitalizing on those turnovers, but as of late, as you just said, back-to-back for Marshall, and that has propelled Coastal into a 7-point lead. Now, again, great job there by the defense limiting Coastal to just the field goal opportunity, which makes it a 7-point game here. Could have been, a 10-point lead, and Marshall again had a 10-point advantage 3 different times, and early on here in the third quarter, only to watch it dissolve.
James Madison with a big second half, won handily at Texas State Tuesday night. The Dukes are 5-0 in Sun Belt play. The loser of this game has 2 conference losses, and you're down to just the month of November remaining, so that's a big hole to get yourself into. The winner is not only within a game in the loss column of the Dukes, but both of these teams have home games with James Madison remaining. Marshall's next weekend, a week from Saturday, at Edwards Stadium. So the Herd finds itself down by 7 points, 7:56 to play in the third quarter. Ben Turner and Xavion Turner Bradshaw deep. LaForge measures his steps back, ready to kick it off again. Both of the teams have made a lot of use out of their kickoff men and place kickers. Same guy for Marshall, Lorcan Quinn. LaForge for the kickoffs, and a Fritta with the field goals and extra points for Coastal Carolina. LaForge bangs one. This one's returnable. Bradshaw at the 1-yard line. Moves right, 10-15 at the 20. Cuts back left, breaks through an arm tackle over the 25, across the 30, and ahead to the 32-yard line. So when Xavion Turner Bradshaw finally had a chance to do something, he gives the Herd better field position than it would have had with a touchback.
Yeah, that's one area they've really, hoped I don't want to say improve, because obviously you can't really improve if you're not getting a chance to return it, but just that opportunity to get the ball in that young man's hands and see what he can do. A nice return there, so good field position for Marshall as they begin this drive, a drive they desperately need to put into the end zone.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson has not had to bounce back from a whole lot of adversity, and now they're marking this ball backed up. Looks like a penalty against the Herd. So not the good field position we anticipated. Nope. And they don't have the referee's mic fed into us, so I'm not sure. But it's back at the 10-yard line. The snap, Del Rio Wilson starts left, then hands it off right. Roberts over the 10, 15, and down at about the 15 or 16. Second down, and let's say 6 to go for Marshall from the 15.
Had some success indeed with that play there. with Roberts.
Tyler Moore tripped him up. 2 receivers each way. A quick snap to Del Rio Wilson. Has a pocket. Throws down the right hash mark. And that is intercepted. Another pick by Coastal Carolina. At the 30-yard line, moving right. They're still on the run. And a tackle at around the 25-yard line. The pick by Lionel Whitaker. Pass might have been tipped.
Yeah, it was. Intended for Payne, I believe, and the old tip drill.
So one, Chanticleer got a hand on it. It goes to Whitaker.
Personal foul, blindside block, number 55, return team. That's a 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Trey Brown, the linebacker, during the return with a blindside block, so it's not going to be quite as great field position for Coastal Carolina. But Mark, 3 Marshall turnovers in 3 possessions in, 6 plays?
You can't get much going when that happens, and now you got to ask your defense, get right back out there and see if somehow, some way they can clamp down and, talk about limiting them to a field goal opportunity, just shutting them down altogether.
Just the second penalty against Coastal Carolina, but it means the Chants will have to start on the Marshall 39-yard line. Still very good field position. Coastal up by 7, 7:15 on the clock, 3rd quarter. Collier, the quarterback, takes it, design quarterback run, bangs through a tackle, crosses the 35, and down to about the 33, gains 6 yards before going down in the arms of Marshall defensive end Paul Hudson III.
Well, he's a load and coming right at you, and nice carry there. 1st down.
2nd down, and 4 to go after the 6-yard run by Collier. He has run the ball for 44 yards now. He's got Johns as the running back to his left. Takes the snap and wants to throw. Pocket closes, so he takes off, has room right. And then the hole closes quickly, shy of a 1st down at the 30 to bring on 3rd and 1. Marshall got Trotter and Gilmore there in a hurry after Collier had room. So 3rd and a yard to go from the 30-yard line. Might be 4 down territory, even if they didn't get it on this play. Jalen John, the running back, left of the QB. Collier a threat to run here, and that's the play. Quarterback power has the 1st down and goes down to near the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Coastal Carolina, which is trying to add to a 34-27 lead. We crossed the 6-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Jamal Weiss made the tackle for Marshall at the 27. So the Chanticleers are already within field goal range for a Fructe. They're going to load the backfield again. 3 running backs in the game. They surround the QB, who's in the gun. The snap. They hand it off left side. Getting to the sideline. A broken tackle at the 15. Cutting back to the 10. And Javon Edwards has it 1st and goal. Goes down at about the 9-yard line. Hudson makes another tackle for Marshall.
Yeah, swings it wide left and slipping by defenders.
An 18-yard gain for 1st and goal at the 9. We're moving down to the 5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Coastal Carolina gets a couple of the running backs out. They're down to just one of them in the game, and it's Nicely. 2 receivers left, 1 right, tight end also to the wide side. Man in motion, they fake the jet sweep. A keeper Collier goes left, runs into a lot of traffic, but he's still fighting and moving the pile. He goes down. It's only going to be a gain of a yard, maybe 2 for Samari Collier, but he is tough to tackle.
Yeah, he's just like Marshall's QB, Del Rio Wilson. They do not want to go down.
Naquan Crowder and Tyus Martin were both needed to get him off his feet. Give him 2 to the 7. 2nd down and goal to go for the Chanticleers. Marshall gets Jamal Weiss in. He and Kaba and Martin up front. A lot of big bodies. Simpkins is in at running back, left of the QB. Collier takes it, drops to throw, looking into the end zone, rolls out right, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Got the ball down near the goal line. The pressure came from Javade Gilmore.
It got strung out there. Collier kept looking and looking, and then finally had to get rid of it.
I think he threw it away as much as anything. Knew that he didn't want to make a big mistake there, and Said, let's just set up again, and we've got 3rd and goal from the 7. Clock stopped at 4:03 to play in the 3rd quarter. Simpkins is the running back. 2 receivers into the boundary. 2 go the other way. 3rd down, goal to go. Collier takes it. It's a quarterback draw at the 5. He takes a big hit. He's driven backwards, and that takes some doing with Samari Collier. I think Jamal Weiss was among those in on the play, and Gilmore came flying through. 4th down and a field goal try for Kiana Fructe.
Well, salute your defense there for getting the stop there. And with Collier, the ball in his hands, ever dangerous.
Fructe's trying for his 3rd field goal of the game. He's hit him from 36 and 42. This will be a 24-yard try from near the left hash mark. And the Nevada transfer has his 3rd of the game. And the Herd's down by 10. Coastal Carolina 37, Marshall 27, 3:21 to play in the 3rd.
Well, Marshall's had a 10-point lead 3 different times in this game. Got to back up to 10 to start this 3rd quarter. Went down and scored quickly, but since then, turnovers have been costly, as you can imagine. And Coastal Carolina has built itself a 10-point lead here in the game. 37-27, 3:21 to go.
3 straight turnovers by Marshall. 2 interceptions and a fumble. There was actually a lateral pass that was overthrown by Del Rio Wilson. So Carlos facing adversity that he's not had to deal with as the Marshall quarterback until now. So the Herd's down by 10. Well, LaForge last time left one returnable for Turner Bradshaw. There was a penalty on the return, which wiped out a nice return by the Marshall man. So Philippe LaForge with the run up. Boots it away, high, and again returnable. Turner Bradshaw 1 yard deep in the end zone, brings it out, going left over the 10, 15, angles beyond the left hash mark over the 25, and a flag flies again. A couple of them come in during the return. So for the 2nd straight time, as Buford makes the tackle on special teams, a decent or nice return looks like it's going to be wiped out.
The 2 fouls on the play, both on the return team. Holding, number 85. That penalty's declined. Holding, number 32. That penalty's accepted. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Tracy Stevens, the one that was declined, and Pete Shue, the Oklahoma transfer, is the one they accept. 6 flags against Marshall, 50 yards marked off, and 2 times in a row now during this rough sequence for Marshall. Nice kickoff returns are wiped out, and the Herd again starts on the 11-yard line. So Del Rio Wilson trying to bounce back, sends Payne in motion, takes it, looks left, takes off on a run, and he gets very little before he is stood up and driven backwards. Both teams know to be ready for the quarterback run. Dante Lunan and Tyler Moore, linebacker and defensive lineman, were waiting for Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Maybe a gain of a foot or 2 to officially the 12, but it's 2nd down and still nearly 10 to go.
And this offense just needs, just get the footing back, get the confidence back.
Justin Williams-Thomas is the running back. Left of Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Man in motion, Payne. The snap, the give to Williams-Thomas. Steps through 1 tackle over the 15, ahead to the 18, 19, over the 20. And he might have a 1st down. He's very close if he didn't get it. It is a 1st and 10. Justin Williams-Thomas with a hard run.
Yeah, I mean, that's just pure determination there. I mean, he just never stopped churning those legs.
2:15, clock rolls. Murphy, the linebacker, on the stop. A quick snap. A give again to Williams-Thomas. Cuts left, back to the right. Over the 25. He gains about 5, maybe 6 yards again. Another hard running effort by Justin Williams-Thomas. Call it 2nd down and 4 from the 27. And Marshall's going quickly. The tackle by Gordon, the safety. 2 receivers plus the tight end right for Carlos Del Rio Wilson, who takes it, looks right, wants to run, and he is running into guys waiting for him again. There's a marker thrown right at the snap of the football on the far sideline. Zeke Campbell, defensive end on the stop. Louisiana Tech transfer.
Offside defense, the left defensive end. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Zeke Campbell was offside. Maybe that's why he got there as quickly as he did.
Penalty results in a first down.
And that does move the ball beyond the chains. So a 1st and 10 for the Herd, 1:41. 101 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Marshall down by 10 right now. So move the ball to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Trip receivers right into the boundary. Single receiver Tamarez comes left. The snap, play fake, swing pass to Lacey right, gets a block, has the 35, has the 40, and the ball is going to come out, but it goes out of bounds. And Marshall is fortunate it didn't have its 4th turnover.
The ball will be returned to the spot of the fumble. Second down.
Fumbled it forward, back it up to the spot of the fumble, which is the 38. Oh, they're flirting with disaster there. Dante Thomas forced it. Knocked it away from Floyd Lacey.
Lacey, just as we've talked about, he always goes so hard, but that was just a good pop right there. I mean, right where the ball was. Fortunately, goes out of bounds.
Marshall motions Lacey out of the backfield. The snap to give to Williams Thomas again. Has room, has the 35, 40, 45, and 50. Across midfield goes Justin Williams Thomas to the Coastal Carolina 45-yard line. So it's Williams Thomas on this drive. Zeke Campbell finally takes him down, but he gains 20. And Marshall lines him up in a hurry. 2 receivers left. The snap. Handoff again, running hard, another 4 or 5 for Williams Thomas before Gordon, the safety, takes him down. Call it a 4-yard gain to the 41. We're down to 30 seconds to play. They mark it just outside the 40, actually. So 2nd down in the long 5. Marshall lines him up, wants to go quickly. The snap, quarterback keeper for Del Rio Wilson, and he's hit at the line. No gain. And now late, the ball pops out, and it's picked up by Coastal Carolina. That was very late in the play. The Chanticleers, though, think they have yet another takeaway from Marshall. 11 seconds to go. Ball is around the Coastal Carolina 41-yard line.
Field is a fumble recovered by the
ruling on the field, a fumble.
Well, the story of the 3rd quarter, Marshall turnovers.
4 of them, if this one stands.
Rio Wilson was grinding like crazy, and they held him up.
That play was allowed to go quite a while. We're watching it on the big board replay. But it looks like it's going to be the Chanticleers' ball. 11 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. A disastrous quarter for the Thundering Herd, even after it started with a Marshall touchdown drive to put the Herd up 10. Collier takes the snap, hands the ball off to Simpkins left. Nothing doing for him, and as he's tackled for no gain, that's going to be the end of quarter number 3. Hudson with the tackle for the Thundering Herd. Well, Marshall had a 10-point lead early in the 3rd quarter, and now 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals later and 4 turnovers later, Coastal Carolina goes to the 4th with the football and a 37-27 lead over Marshall University. We're back in Conway, South Carolina on the other side of this timeout.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Hey there, Herd fans. If you or someone you know needs a lawyer related to an injury or wrongful death case, we highly recommend you choose Stephen New & Associates as your lawyers. Stephen is a proud graduate of Marshall University, and for more than 25 years, he has fought for West Virginia clients and their families. Stephen New & Associates are the official injury attorneys of Marshall Athletics, and they truly care about every client they serve. Go Herd. Coastal Carolina University. The Chanticleers up by 10, 37-27. And after another Marshall turnover, the fourth of the quarter, Coastal Carolina has it. And for the Chants, it is second down and 10 yards to go on their own 41-yard line. Herd fans, you can make a difference for Marshall student athletes by joining the Thunder Trust. Your support helps provide scholarships, resources, and opportunities that power the success of the Thundering Herd. Learn more, get involved at thethundertrust.com. Stats after 3 quarters. Coastal Carolina has outgained Marshall by just 26 yards. Or make it 31 yards now. 336 yards to 305. The Herd has run the ball for 210 yards, but has been held to just 95 pass yards so far. Chanticleers have been balanced, 174 yards on the ground, 162 through the air. The turnovers are the difference. First, in helping Marshall build the lead, the Herd with 2 takeaways, one of them an interception return for a touchdown by Boogie Trotter, another that resulted in a field goal. But then Coastal Carolina, the 3 takeaways that have already resulted in points, and they've got the ball again here.
Well, and you had a drive going there, Steve, really a good-looking drive, and Justin Williams-Thomas with some nice runs. Of course, you had a fumble that went out of bounds, and they were fortunate there, but boy, just to end that third quarter, and Del Rio Wilson getting the play extended quite a bit, but you coughed it up, and going to be an opportunity here for Coastal to add to what is a 10-point advantage.
Samari Collier, third straight game where he's been the guy. 2 games back against Louisiana Monroe. He didn't start, but he came in after an early injury to Tad Hudson. And the Chanticleers had been struggling mightily on offense until then. Well, he got the win in terrible weather conditions here in Conway that night against the Warhawks, and then led the team to more than 40 points at Appalachian State, a win over the Mountaineers in Boone, and helped out mightily by Marshall turnovers. They've got 37 on the board going into the fourth quarter.
Well, you just watch this young man, and I mean, he's a presence, and he is a load, tough to bring down, and you got to account for him at all times.
Yeah, more pyrotechnics during the quarter break. And now Coastal Carolina ready to go. 2nd and 10. Chanticleers on their own 41. They fill the backfield. They play action. Collier drops back under pressure. Steps out. Has room over the 40 and 45. Looks like Samari Collier is very close to a first down. They say he went out of bounds at the 50, a yard shy of the marker. Caleb Clark Glover angled him out just short of the chains.
Well, good pressure by Parker and couldn't get to him, and now he is down on the turf back at around the 27.
Jalen Parker, the transfer from North Carolina State, got a late start to the season, banged up before the year even started. Didn't play until the Louisiana game. He's been a difference maker on the Marshall defense, but here he's going to need assistance to go to the far sideline. Although now he waves off one of the helpers and is walking slowly across the way. So it'll be a possession play here, although maybe 2 down, or rather 4 down territory. They might go for twice if they didn't get it on the first one here. Cannon Lewis, another former member of the Wolfpack, in to replace Parker, a former NC State player. Well, keep your eye on Collier right here, certainly. 3rd down and less than a yard to go. The big quarterback in the gun. Takes it and does run himself right. Hit behind the line, but that doesn't matter. He gets to the line and forward. He gains a yard and a half, and it's a first down for Coastal Carolina. Cannon Lewis finally made the tackle. Give Collier just a 2 or 3 step run at it right there, and it's hard to stop him cold. So put the ball on the Marshall 48-yard line. 14:20 and 19 on the clock. 37-27, the Chanticleers fill the backfield. 3 running backs surrounding the QB, Samari Collier. Takes the snap, fakes it, Collier on a keep, goes ahead, hit by Pierre Lewis across the 40, though. He has a first down A gain of 11 to the Marshall 37, maybe even 12 to the 36.
A great fake, and then just takes it up the middle and kind of get the feeling perhaps that Tim Beck just going to put the ball in Collier's hands. And
he's run for 63 yards and has a touchdown run.
Grind some clock here. You got 10-point lead, and it's early, but that was one of the things Tony Gibson talked about this week.
They're down to one running back along with Collier in the backfield. They'll snap it, hand the ball off, and they'll go straight ahead for 3 or 4 yards. It's Javon Edwards on the carry. Call him down at the 33, second down and 7. Cannon Lewis and Jabril El-Amin on the tackle.
2 flags are out.
Shot clock, offense, number 73 and 58. 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Thomas Johnson, the center, involved in a chop block. Once you engage one guy up high, nobody else can come in low. Now that puts the Chanticleers behind the chains. Move the ball back to the Coastal Carolina 49. First down, about 13 to go. Collier takes it, a little toss to the left side, over midfield, and ahead across the 45 down to about the 40-yard line is Dominic Nicely. Had a long touchdown run earlier. Nicely's up over 70 yards. Alameen and Sweeting on the stop. Second down, still about 14 needed for Coastal Carolina, back in Marshall territory at the 40-yard line. They line up quickly. Collier in the gun, takes the snap, looks to throw, rolls right, heaves it down the right sideline, had a man but overthrows the intended receiver. Downfield you had Eli Aragon, and he had some space. But third down and 14 to go.
It just overshoots his intended receiver. Pretty good pressure coming there from Gilmore. Mentioned his name a lot tonight.
Double doubles for Collier and the Chanticleers. They need to get the ball to the 26 for a first down. They're 6 of 12 on third down. Quarterback takes it, backs up to throw. They wanted to set up a screen, and Marshall was all over that, and so Collier just spiked it toward the feet of the intended receiver. So that just wasn't going to be there. And here, even though he doesn't have a lot of experience, your veteran quarterback said, hey, we've got it going our way right now. Don't make something disastrous happen here. Don't let something disastrous happen. We'll see what they do. Going to try to punt Marshall deep with a 10-point lead. It's 4th and 14. Play clock's down to 12 and 10. The game clock's not even rolling. So they might just let the clock wind, and you might take 5 yards here, give yourself room to try to punt them deep, accept the delay of game. Yep.
5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Yeah, that if you're going to punt the ball, just gives Sebafundi a little more room with which to work.
Well, mild victory there, Steve, for Marshall. I mean, they do get a stop.
So Sebafundi is ready to punt. Third time he's punted. He's averaged 47.5 on the first 2. Floyd Lacey stands back inside Marshall's 10. 3 in the shield in front of Emil Sebafundi, the Australian. Gets the snap, boots it away, end over end. Lacey's going to let that one hit. It bounces inside the 5, and the Chanticleers can't down it. It gets into the end zone for the touchback. 45-yard punt, but that's not what Emil Sebafundi and the Chanticleers were hoping for there. Marshall will start at the 20. Hurd has work to do. 12:40 on the clock. Time left in the game. 37-27. Coastal Carolina has the 10-point lead. Marshall starts a drive on the 20 when we return after 60 seconds from your local station on the West Virginia Lottery Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Tyler Mountain Springwater, a proud partner of Marshall Athletics, has been serving customers across Herd Country since 1930. Customers we are serving include home, office, and industry. Tyler Mountain Water also now makes available office coffee service, traditional packs, and K-Cups. Tyler Mountain Water, where good taste just comes naturally. Clear and fresh, Tyler Mountain is the best. The height of perfection, the peak of purity. Tyler Mountain Springwater, where good taste just comes naturally.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Well, a stop by the Marshall defense forces a Coastal Carolina punt. It's a touchback, 1st and 10 for Tony Gibson's Thundering Herd. Marshall starts a drive on its own 20-yard line. We have 12 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Coastal Carolina is up by 10, 37-27. The fourth quarter is brought to you by Stephen New and Associates, the official injury attorneys of Marshall Athletics. Stephen New is a proud graduate of Marshall University and for more than 25 years has fought for West Virginia clients and their families. Well, there's plenty of time, Mark, although you can't have many dead possessions at this point.
No, you cannot. This is a key one right here. I think, just get football, drive down the field, avoid a turnover and punch it in and get back into this football game and gain that confidence. Again, good job there by the defense to force the punt and keep Coastal Carolina from adding to the lead. You were looking at possibly 13, and a touchdown would have really made life miserable. But now see if the Thundering Herd can just kind of gather themselves and see what happens here.
13-21 now for Carlos Del Rio Wilson. 95 yards, a touchdown, but 2 interceptions, and also a couple of fumbles. Antoine Roberts is the running back. Del Rio Wilson has his tight end and 2 receivers to the wide side, the right side of the field. Single receiver goes left, DeAndre Tamarez, it looks like over there. So ready to go from the 20. Del Rio Wilson takes the snap, gives to Roberts, broken tackle, 25 and 30, cuts to the left sideline, 35, goes through another would-be tackler at the 40. Huge night continues for Antoine Roberts with a 24-yard gain, out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Avion Jones got him over the sideline there.
We talk about the running back room, and there's a guy that had been in the program and having a nice night here, career night.
Lined up in a hurry, Del Rio Wilson takes it, gives to Roberts again. Another broken tackle, but this time he is tripped out by the second man to get there and goes down after a 3-yard gain. Zamarian Gordon, we've called his name a lot, making stops out of the Coastal Carolina secondary. 2nd down and 8 to go, and Marshall lines up quickly. The snap, Del Rio Wilson sprints out to the right side under pressure, throws to the sideline, caught by Tamarez near midfield, cuts to the middle of the field. A lot of motion and movement, but only about a 4 or 5 yard gain, tackled by Shane Bruce on the 50-yard line.
And of course, you're going to say this all the time, but boy, in this situation, this stage of the game, boy, you have got to secure that football.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. Feels like a big play right now. 11:24 and 23. The clock rolls. 37-27 Chanticleers. So Marshall needs to get it to the Coastal 46-yard line to continue the drive. Norton in orbit motion. Del Rio Wilson takes it, throws to Roberts behind the line, swarmed and taken down for a loss of 5. It's 4th down and 9 to go on the Marshall 45-yard line. Darian Henry Young hasn't played a lot tonight. A senior from Cincinnati and a Kentucky transfer, and also a transfer from Ohio State. Well-traveled, and he forces Marshall to punt the ball away.
Well, he had that nice 24-yard gain to get it started, but it bogged down. Good job by Coastal's defense.
Graves, the deep return man. Nathan Totten gets the snap. There's no pressure. Lefty punter hangs one high and deep. Fair catch signal made, and I'm not sure why. Graves made a fair catch at the 7-yard line or so. Why not let that one hit and hope you get a touchback? A 48-yard punt and a beauty by Totten. He makes Coastal Carolina look at a long field, but the Chanticleers have a chance to really put Marshall in deep trouble here. They lead it 37-27. We're down to 10:28 to play in the fourth quarter at Coastal Carolina University, to which we return after you hear this.
For 24 years, Graphic Solutions in Huntington has been helping businesses, sports teams, nonprofits, and more make lasting impressions with custom screen printed and embroidered apparel like t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and other garments. Owned and operated by proud Marshall alumni and season ticket holders. Graphic Solutions is deeply rooted in the Marshall community, regularly providing custom t-shirts for Marshall Athletics. Trust the experienced, reliable, and friendly staff at Graphic Solutions to showcase your brand and help you grow your business. Fundraising opportunities are also available for groups and teams with custom-built online stores. Call 304-529-9191 or go online, gswv.net.
Looking for your next lake day adventure? The Great Outdoors Marine, just 5 miles south of Huntington, is your pontoon and bass boat headquarters. Now also carrying Ranger and Triton boats. Plus, check out the brand new tackle shop inside the dealership. Lake days are still here and the deals are high. And don't forget, you can rent pontoons, fishing boats, kayaks, and canoes at Beach Fork Lake Marina. Get on the water today. Visit thegreatoutdoorsmarine.com. Your authorized Bennington, Tracker, Ranger, Nitro, Triton, Sun Tracker, and Mercury Marine dealer.
Marshall has to give the ball away, but Coastal Carolina starts on its own 7-yard line, 1st and 10. Chanticleers 37, Thundering Herd 27. 10 minutes, 28 seconds to play in the fourth quarter in Conway, South Carolina. Do you want more college football after our game? You can tune into the College Football Blitz. It's not on tonight. That's a Saturday thing. Free on the Varsity Network app. Think of it as the college football version of the NFL Red Zone. Non-stop action every Saturday from noon to midnight Eastern.
Well, you see that Marshall defense back out on the field, and you would love to have seen those guys return with this lead by Coastal chiseled down to a few more points. But at the moment, they own a 10-point advantage, and I'm sure the message from Tim Beck is, just be careful here, pin deep in your own territory. Marshall would love nothing more if they could force a turnover. It's the way things started here for Steve, for the Herd, Steve.
Yeah, Boogie Trotter, just a few plays into the game, intercepted a Coastal Carolina pass and returned it 51 yards for a Marshall touchdown. Herd had the 7-0 lead. Herd recovered a fumble, got a field goal out of that possession, but 4 Marshall turnovers provided a big swing for Coastal Carolina now to have its 10-point lead. And the Chants are back on offense, moving right to left in quarter number 4, backed up on their own 7-yard line in the north end of the stadium. That's the end of the building end of the field that has their football facilities building, the offices, locker room, all that. That's at their back. So Samari Collier is the shotgun quarterback, man in motion. They'll snap it, they'll hand the ball straight ahead, and they'll take it across the 10-yard line. About a 4-yard gain on the play by Jalen John, their number 4 running back. Javea Gilmore on the tackle for Marshall at the 11. 2nd down and 6, and the Chanticleers go quickly to the line of scrimmage. Low snap, Collier picks it up, gives the ball to John, hit behind the line, might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. I think Paul Hudson III, P3, was there. Well, the Chanticleers are lucky that one didn't get away. The snap was down around the shoelaces of Samari Collier. It's 3rd down and let's say a long 5 or short 6 to go. 6 of 13 on 3rd downs. Quarterback has been running on a lot of these, just playing it safe. Wouldn't be surprised to see him play it safe here, not necessarily a quarterback keeper. They can get a 1st down at the 17-yard line. From the 12, there's the snap. Collier looks to throw, throws underneath short, and it's broken up. Sweeting was there on coverage for the Thundering Herd. And Cannon Lewis was also in the neighborhood on a pass intended for Cameron Wright. So 3 and out for Coastal Carolina. The incompletion stops the clock at 9:23 to play in the 4th. Chanticleers up 10, but Marshall looks to get the ball back, and the ever-dangerous Floyd Lacey is ready to return a punt. The punter, Sebafundi, is a couple of steps into the end zone as he awaits the snap from Nate Merchant. Marshall 9 on the line of scrimmage, but they don't come after the punt. Low line drive, short punt. Lacey is, the ball pops loose. The Chanticleers pick it up. Lacey had somebody hit him as he was trying to make a fair catch. What do we have? It might have been a Marshall guy who hit him, and that would be the 5th herd turnover of the half.
On the field is the punt was touched by the receiving team and then recovered by the kicking team. It'll be 1st and 10.
Wow, Mark.
Boy, big crowd around him, and yeah, he had his back to the ball, and wow, it has been that kind of night for Marshall here in this second half.
Yeah, 5 turnovers by the Thundering Herd, including that muffed punt. And so you make the 3 and a stop, and you get a punt, and all of a sudden, just like that, Coastal Carolina starts a drive in Marshall territory at the Herd 40.
Again, you ask the prevent unit, they got to come through again for you. And
officials holding up to make sure they don't want to look at it again in the replay booth, but that looks, and yeah, they're going to back off and say Coastal Carolina ball, and that's the proper call. Pistol tailback now. Collier takes it, fakes the handoff, a run himself, and Marshall's ready. Alameen's in the backfield, and it's a loss of 1 for Collier.
A nice pursuit there by Alameen. Getting Collier down quickly, and it's never easy to do.
Clock rolls under 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter, 37-27, Coastal Carolina. Each team has all 3 timeouts left. Coastal's in no hurry to snap the ball right now. Collier has 3 receivers and the tight end all to the wide side left. Running back left of him, takes it and drops the throw. Collier has time, throws deep downfield, got a man wide open, 15-yard line, 10-5, down near the goal line, and down at the 1, Aragon. There's a marker down.
Holding, defense, number 4. Penalties declined.
Holding on Jadarius Green McKnight against Marshall. And a 1st and goal for Coastal Carolina. And their crowd's enjoying it right now. Why not?
Well, found the man open, almost got it in, and for a moment, Coastal holding its breath when the flag comes out, but it's against Marshall.
So a 40-yard gain. Aragon with a couple of catches today. Coastal hoping to go up by 17 here. Simpkins is the running back right of the QB. Collier takes it. Quarterback power goes right, takes it in. Touchdown Coastal Carolina. Samari Collier has his team over 40 points for the 2nd straight game, both of his starts. 43-27 with an extra point coming up for Afrukte. It wasn't that long ago that Marshall had a 10-point lead, Mark, and then the turnovers hit, 5 of them. Rapid fire, including that muffed punt. And Coastal Carolina's extra point man makes it. It's 44-27. Well, still 8:08 on the clock, and Marshall has all 3 of its timeouts left, but you've dug yourself into quite a hole now.
Marshall was in a game earlier this season where they had a 17-point lead. They came back. The opponent comes back and wins the game in double overtime. And does Marshall have any type of magic like that in this game with 8:08 to go? Stranger things have happened. But boy, first and foremost, Steve, you've got to secure the football, and you got to get down the field somewhat of a hurry now because time is of the essence.
Yep, you've got to score 3 times at least. 8:08 on the clock. LaForge will kick it right to left. Turner and Turner Bradshaw deep. And Marshall needs big plays from anybody and everybody who gets their hands on the football at this point. 44-27, Coastal Carolina. Chanticleers cover men line up. 5 each way from the kicker, LaForge. The approach, he'll hit it high, and it'll hit around the goal line near the pylon. Turner Bradshaw knows there's not much of a chance to do anything here and will accept the touchback.
Well, then you go back to, not only turnovers, Steve, but, you had a couple of nice returns with that young man, and then you had penalties, something, you've been kind of wanting to get going with your return game if you have the opportunity. Marshall has witnessed some great kickers this season, and, of course, Marshall itself has a great kicking game with Lorcan Quinn.
Right, so the Herd finds itself down by 17, 1st and 10 from the 25. Joshawn Barbie, running back right of Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Payne goes in motion to the right. The snap, they'll throw the ball incomplete. Tried to get it toward Payne in the right flat. They were bringing heat on Del Rio Wilson. He's not had a lot of time to step back there and throw tonight. Arinze, the defensive end, with pressure, 2nd and 10.
Payne, one of your weapons, and they've been unable to get the ball in his hands tonight thus far.
Justin Williams-Thomas is the running back. The snap, Del Rio Wilson wanting to throw, flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, throws underneath, and Lacey dropped one. He was only about 6 yards downfield at the 31-yard line. There were a couple of defenders in the neighborhood, but guys you're accustomed to making plays for you right now are not.
Even your sure-handed guys, sometimes they're going to be unable to reel one in. That was the case there for Floyd Lacey.
3rd and 10 to go. Marshall down by 17 points. We're now under 8 minutes to play. Trips right, 1 left for Del Rio. Make it 2 left. Empty set for Del Rio Wilson, who's under pressure on the blitz. Dancing right, has to run. Gains 5, maybe 6, but it's 4th down. And at least it looks like there's going to be 5 to go for Marshall. Well, are you able to punt the ball here at all? Notice defensive lineman and the linebacker Lunan. Yep, and Marshall's going to send the punt team out there.
Your mindset is, you want to just give them this outstanding field position. You're down 17, maybe just, again, get a great punter and let him see if he can pin them back and get a quick 3 and out.
They're guarding against the fake. The only guy back is the return man, Graves. Snap goes through to Totten. He'll hit a line drive. Graves will let it hit at the 30. Takes a big Marshall roll. Graves touched it. He has to go back and pick it up inside the 10-yard line, and he's going to be tackled by, I believe, McGorry, the long snapper, at around the 7. That is a beauty of a punt, about a 60-yarder or so. And after it hit Graves, he had no chance but to go back and cover it up. Well, that is one thing that went well for Marshall. But with 6:57 to go in a timeout here in the 4th quarter, the Herd is still in a big hole and has a lot of work to do. 44-27, Coastal Carolina leads it. The Chanticleers 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line after these messages.
Looking for something more from your personal checking account? Then one of our new Community Trust Advantage checking accounts might be right for you. Our Advantage checking accounts offer great features such as ID Protect, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, travel and leisure discounts, and shopping rewards, which makes it easier for you to save money on everyday purchases. Learn more at ctbi.com. Get more out of your checking. Open an account today. Our friendly professional staff at one of our mini branches will be happy to assist you.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
No matter the season, your yard deserves the best. At Four Seasons Lawn Care, we cover it all. Spring cleanups, summer lawn mowing, fall leaf removal, and even snow plowing and ice control in the winter. From custom landscape design and installation to pruning, bed maintenance, and full lawn restoration, we'll keep your outdoor space looking its best year-round. With our custom monthly subscription plans, you get dependable care without the hassle. Four Seasons Lawn Care, because your lawn never takes a season off. Call us today to schedule your plan.
Coastal Carolina's ball, 1st and 10 on its own 7-yard line, but a 44-27 lead for the home team. How would you like to be able to listen to us while you're synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home? You can go to syncmygame.com to find out how. That's syncmygame.com. All right, you get a break mark on the 60-yard punt with a minus 3-yard return by Graves.
Yeah, bright spot here late in this game. And again, you were facing 4th and 5, so you elect to punt it. And, again, just quick stop, maybe strip it. And somehow, some way, you claw back into this thing. Again, there's 7 minutes literally to go here. And I know that's not a lot of time, but, again, down through the years, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen in the game of football. Boy, I tell you, the turnovers and just being unable to get anything going in a rhythm has really been Marshall's woe here in this second half.
4 fumbles. Marshall's lost 3 of those, and Carlos Del Rio Wilson has thrown 2 interceptions. Teams are back on the field, and Samari Collier's in the gun. Running back left of him. They'll hand the ball off that way, and Marshall swarms and takes down that running back, trying to catch the number of which man carried the ball there. They rotate the 4 running backs, and that time it was Javon Edwards, the true freshman, on the carry, but no gain. Might have even lost a yard. Tackled by Lewis and Gilmore, 2 Marshall linebackers. So let's say 2nd and 11 for Coastal Carolina. They're going to let that play clock wind down before snapping the ball every single play now. Edwards remains the running back, now right of Samari Collier. Takes the snap, gives it again, moving left, and gains a yard or 2. And it'll be 3rd down and long, but that clock melts away. We're under 6 minutes now remaining in the 4th quarter. Tackled by Clark Glover.
Yeah, you don't have to be in any big hurry at all if you are Coastal.
3rd down, 9 yards to go for the Chanticleers. See if they even throw it now. Nicely is the running back. Collier lets the clock roll, then roll and roll. 5.5 to play. Play clock's down to 2. They snap it with 1. Collier backs up to the goal line. He is hit. The ball's fluttering down the field, and it's batted and incomplete. Hit as he threw, and that ball was hanging in the air, and that's where Marshall needed somebody to get a lucky break, and the ball hit the turf. Kind of thing that easily could be picked off and returned for a touchdown right there. Nobody had that, just fell to an open spot on the field. Well, the Herd should get good field position out of this. Sebafundi is 8 yards deep in the end zone as he awaits the snap. Lacey is at the Chanticleer 47, looking to return this punt. The snap, some pressure. Sebafundi gets it away. Line drive, drives Lacey back to the 45. Fields it. He's in a lot of traffic and is tripped up as he falls backward to about the 42. That's a 47-yard punt and a negative couple on the return. -3 on the return by Lacey. You had no chance on that one. That was a good punt.
Yeah, it was a good punt, and he gathered it in. He kind of stumbled, and just trying to secure that ball.
But Marshall starts on its own 41-yard line. We're down to 5 minutes and 10 seconds to play with the Herd trailing by 17 on the road. Marshall has Roberts in the game, but Herd's going to go empty. Antoine Roberts, one of 2 receivers into the boundary, 2 plus the tight end to the wide side. Del Rio Wilson fields it, throws downfield, caught at midfield. You've got Norton spinning to the sideline, had a first down, lost the first down, picks it up again, and goes out of bounds at the Coastal Carolina 47-yard line. Lunan, the linebacker, forced him across the way. Gain of 12, and Marshall lines up quickly. 2 receivers each way. Del Rio Wilson takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. Nobody open, though, so Carlos tucks to run. He's going to get what he can. It's only about 4 yards on the left sideline, out of bounds at the 44. Back second down and 7 after a 3-yard gain.
Well, Steve, I'm not sure, but Marshall may, we'll see.
Marker down.
2 players were tangled up there.
After the play, sportsmanlike conduct, number 4, Marshall. That's a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard unsportsmanlike call on Floyd Lacey.
Now you're jostling with an opponent and the last one to get caught.
Yeah, you need for so much to happen in a hurry. You can't be going backwards 15 yards. 4:36 on the clock. Second down. And Marshall's going to need about 22 for a first down. Del Rio Wilson empty, takes it, throws one over the middle, but down on a knee as he makes the catch is Xavier Turner Bradshaw at the Marshall 48. That's a 7-yard gain. Third down and 15 still to go. And the clock rolls down toward the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Herd's going to keep a running back, Roberts, in the backfield along with Del Rio Wilson, who has 2 receivers each way. Herd needs to get it to the Coastal Carolina 38 for a first down. Snap shy of midfield. Del Rio Wilson takes the snap, looking downfield, flushed out, rolls right, gives a pump fake, has to tuck it and get a couple of yards and get out of bounds at the, about the 47 or 48 on Coastal's half of the field. It's fourth down. Marshall's still going to need 10 or 11. 4th and 11 to go. And that clock's rolling, 3:38, 3:37 to play. Yeah, this is a must on fourth down. The Herd's 4 for 8 on the year on fourth down tries. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Antoine Roberts in the backfield along with Carlos Del Rio Wilson from the 48-yard line. The shotgun snap. Quarterback's under pressure. He's hit, he's wrapped up, and he's dumped. And the Chanticleers with a sack take over on downs. They just brought the heat. They knew Herd had to drop back and throw, and Zeke Campbell gets the sack.
Yeah, just wheeled around from the far side of the field, and no chance for Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
And so now the Chanticleers will not be throwing any passes to potentially stop the clock on an incomplete. 3:15 to go, and yes, Marshall has 3 timeouts left, but they're more worried about rolling clock than anything else right now, or at least making Marshall burn those timeouts quickly. They'll put 2 running backs in the game, 1 each way from Samari Collier, who takes it, hands the ball off. Marshall gets into the backfield. Caleb Clark Glover is back there to help make a tackle along with Jacarius Clayton behind the line. And the Herd's going to take timeout number 1.
Yeah, that's more jawing going on there between a Herd player and a Coastal player.
Well, the Chanticleers are the ones who have earned the right to crow a little bit at this point. Bad pun intended, but...
Well, they found themselves trailing by 10 early in that third quarter, and that marked the 3rd time in the game that Marshall had moved the advantage to 10, and then suddenly things took a turn for the worse. And Coastal took advantage of turnovers by Marshall, and it has ultimately led to this 44-27 lead.
Yeah, Marshall team that was among the best in the nation in turnover margin had that stretch, 4 of them in the third quarter, another in the fourth quarter, giving the ball away. And that is too much to overcome on the road. Man in motion, they make a little pop pass to him. Marshall's all over that and tackles Robbie Washington behind the line. Cam Smith comes up. And the Herd's going to use its second timeout to stop the clock with exactly 3 minutes to play.
Well, you know, Steve, no matter how much time.
They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah, we're trying to catch the official's call there, but regardless of how much time is left on that clock, you always know Cam Smith's going to come, giving it everything he has. Big play there.
Loss of 4 on that play. It's 3rd down and 16 to go for Coastal Carolina. I would expect them to run it again, make Marshall use that last time out, and then try to punt the Herd deep. Or if you break a couple of tackles and turn it into a first down, you're starting to, you're not doing the math on ending the game before another first down, but you got Marshall backed into a huge problem at that point. As if down by 17 with 3:02 to go isn't a big enough issue for Marshall. 3 receivers go left for Collier, 1 into the boundary, the other way right. The snap, the handoff, a couple of yards on the carry for Nicely, and Marshall will use that last time out. Coastal Carolina will punt the ball away with 2:56 to go. Tackled by Jabril El-Amin. He and Gilmore have been in on several plays at linebacker for Marshall tonight. Boogie Trotter leads the Herd in tackles with 6 solo tackles, and he also had the 51-yard interception return for a touchdown to start the game, give Marshall the early lead.
Really just the tale, in a way, of 2 games with the turnover situation. Of course, they slugged it out back and forth, 3-point lead for Marshall at halftime. Extended it back to 10, early 3rd, before Coastal Carolina started its climb.
So Sebafundi is in punt formation. Coastal's outgained Marshall now 411 yards to 358 on the way to the 44-27 lead. Under 3 minutes to play. The snap. Marshall comes hard after the punt. Sebafundi gets it out of there, and Lacey has to call for and make the fair catch at the 20-yard line. 34-yard punt, but it didn't give Lacey a chance to make a play on special teams. You've got to score 3 times, and you have 2 minutes and 51 seconds to do it if you're Marshall University. And the Herd has used all 3 of its timeouts. Of course, we'll have the 2-minute timeout. But otherwise, Marshall has to do a lot without a lot of time to do it. Del Rio Wilson, 17 of 27, 113 yards, a touchdown, but 2 interceptions. The running back is Justin Williams-Thomas. The Herd from its 20-yard line. QB takes it. A throw underneath, complete to Payne, has the 30 with a first down, over the 35, out of bounds right at the 35.
Payne's first catch of the night.
Until we get under 2 minutes, even though he went out of bounds, they start the clock again after getting the ball spotted. 2:36 and 35 to play from the 35. Empty in the backfield for Carlos Del Rio Wilson, who takes it, throws quickly to Payne again, grabbed about 8 yards downfield, but stopped shy of the chains, and so that clock continues to roll. An 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2 to go for Marshall from its own 43. The tackle by Gordon, the safety. 2 receivers each way. Del Rio Wilson takes it, under pressure, throws to the left sideline, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver. Williams-Thomas, the running back, in the left flat. 3rd down and 2. Down to 2:09 on the clock. Herd's 5 of 13 on 3rd downs. 3 receivers right, 1 into the boundary. Herd needs 2 yards. Handoff to Williams-Thomas, has the first down. Still fighting, moving the pile out near midfield, down at the 50. And that brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Well, the Herd trails by 17 points. 1:59 to play. Coastal Carolina 44. Thundering Herd 27. 1st and 10 for Marshall at midfield when we return to finish this one up in Conway, South Carolina.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Glenn's Sporting Goods has the largest Marshall department ever in the tri-state area. Ladies, men's, kids, and even a pet section, Glenn's has something for the entire family. With brands like Nike, Champion, and Under Armour, Glenn's will have your closet full of Marshall gear for game day. Glenn's is an official Nike sideline dealer with all the latest designs. Glenn's has it all, from Marshall accessories to tailgating essentials. Glenn's is the Herd headquarters. Glenn's Sporting Goods, 3rd Avenue and 11th Street, downtown Huntington.
Well, they put another second on the clock. We've got exactly 2 minutes to play. 44-27, Coastal Carolina has the lead. If you're on the go and want to stay connected to live college sports anywhere, you can download the free Varsity Network app, available on Apple and Android. With new features this season, it's easier than ever to listen live and keep up with your favorite teams. Don't miss a moment. Get the Varsity Network app now.
We get a touchdown. Onside kick, you get it. You score another touchdown, another onside kick, touchdown. I'm always the eternal optimist, Steve. You are. You've done this with me for a while, but
I'm even content, Mark, after getting that second onside kick, letting Lorcan Quinn kick a long field goal and get it to overtime. If we get to overtime, then that'll be all right. We'll let things fall where they may after that. Most of the folks have made their way out of this stadium. They think this one's decided.
See, I'm always that guy back when, of course, it's been a long time since I sat in the stands. I think I was a kid. And always, we can't leave. Dad, Mom, we got to stay. We got to stay till the end.
Well, the winner, and right now, Coastal Carolina certainly looks headed that direction. Keeps control of all of its hopes toward a Sun Belt Conference title. Coastal Carolina's back at home a week from Saturday against Georgia State and still has the home game, the end of the regular season, Thanksgiving Saturday, with James Madison University. Marshall plays JMU next week at Edwards Stadium. And no matter what happens, the Herd could give itself and Coastal Carolina and anybody else a boost by knocking off JMU. The Dukes looked like a formidable opponent. They have had quite the year, reporting a resounding win on the road at Texas State Tuesday night.
It'll be 4 games to go for the Thundering Herd when this one wraps up. All Saturday games, one at home, then you hit the road for 2 in a row, and then you finish there on Thanksgiving weekend at home. A lot of football left to be played.
All right, teams back on the field. 1st and 10 Marshall. The Herd's on the 50-yard line. Trailing 44-27, and just 2 minutes left. The Herd has used all 3 of its timeouts. Running back left of Del Rio Wilson, who fields the snap, backs up to throw, steps up under pressure, sprints, throws downfield, incomplete. Tried to get it to Xavier Turner Bradshaw, but having to throw on the run. He's been feeling the heat from the Coastal Carolina pass rush all game long.
I just love to see somebody sneak behind that secondary and find someone wide open and get into the end zone.
Trip receivers right. 1 man left. From the 50, 2nd down and 10. Quarterback takes it, steps up, nobody open. Takes off to run. Del Rio Wilson gains about 4, maybe 5 yards before being forced across the sideline. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll see where they mark it. At least 5 yards needed for a Marshall first. They'll call it a 4-yard, 3rd and 4 now. They give him the 44. Marshall's leading rusher, Antoine Roberts, 15 carries, 134 yards. 2 receivers each way on 3rd down and 4. Marshall at the Coastal Carolina 44-yard line. Herd's changing the play call at the line of scrimmage. 1:47 seconds to go. Quarterback takes it. Blitz on the way. Throw to the left side and incomplete. He had his receiver over there, Tamarez, and threw it a little behind him. It's 4th down and 4. 4th down. Well, if Marshall doesn't get the first down here, Coastal Carolina will go to victory formation.
And, you know, that catch, possible catch there by Tamarez, and you could have wheeled that up the sideline, additional yardage, but just off target.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Staying alive comes down to making 4 yards. Running back motions out, and as Marshall snaps it, the officials stop play.
False start, offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the
Marshall didn't get everybody set. Back it up 5, so it's 4th and 9 now. Back at the 49-yard line. Herd's been penalized 8 times now for 70 yards. They'll put a second back on the clock. 3 receivers left. 1 man right. Herd's got to get 9 yards to the Chanticleer 40-yard line. Here's the snap to Del Rio Wilson. Steps up under pressure, takes off left, cuts back right. 45 has the first down and bangs his way inside the 35 to the 34.
Boy, what a great effort by Del Rio Wilson. They had him stopped, and boy, he just makes a nice move. And
Avion Jones with a tackle. They stop the clock to set the chains, and now it rolls. We're under 90 seconds to go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. The snap to Carlos. Looking downfield. Again, nobody open. Takes off left. Throws complete down near the 20-yard line on the far sideline. Marshall has the catch over there by Tamarez. Marshall down by 17. Clock stops for a moment. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Herd at around the 20-yard line. Del Rio Wilson takes, throws over the middle of the field. The ball's incomplete, intended for Turner Bradshaw again, down around the 5-yard line. Clock stopped at 1:04 to go. Coverage by Jamarian Wayne, a senior cornerback from Missouri, and a transfer from Missouri. And a player's down for Coastal Carolina. 1:04 on the clock.
You get a good look at who it is. Again, they have the odd-shaped numbers for this game.
Maybe Miles Woods back there at the back end of the defense. Woods, one of the safeties. Still down. So a noon kickoff next week at Edwards Stadium. We're talking Marshall sports at Davis's place, and Woods is the guy. He's up and walking off the field. 6 o'clock at Davis's place inside Marshall Sports. We'll have both basketball coaches, Cornelius Jackson and Julie Folks, and Coach Tony Gibson in one jam-packed hour. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock at Davis's place. So we can clear everybody out for Marshall's regular season men's soccer finale against UCF, and there could be very much on the line in that, or is much on the line there, plus the game tomorrow night, Marshall at West Virginia University. You finish in the top 2 in the Sun Belt, you get a chance to host tournament games. So that's on the line. Ready to go again from the 20, 2nd down, 10 to go. Del Rio Wilson under pressure, throws over the middle to Payne. Short completion, clock's going to roll. Toby gained about 4 yards to the 17, maybe only a 3-yard gain. 53 and 52 seconds to go. 2nd down, the Herd lines them up. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Del Rio Wilson takes the snap, throws into the end zone left side, a diving attempt down there, and that is a catch. Nope, incomplete. That was nearly a wonderful diving catch by Adrian Norton.
Yeah, an absolutely tremendous effort there. And I thought he had reeled that in.
4th down and 7 to go from the 17. Just 40 seconds left. Marshall trails by 17. Two receivers each way. Justin Williams-Thomas is the running back. Marshall has to get 7 yards here. The snap, the blitz, the pressure. Del Rio Wilson's running. He's at the 10, still fighting, and he's very close to the first down. I think he probably has it inside the 10, first and goal.
Another great effort by Del Rio Wilson.
And he's got to get them lined up in a hurry. They might line up and spike it here, and that's what they do to stop the clock with 27 seconds left. Well, just trying to set the final score here.
Previous ruling on the field was the first down. Previous plays under further review.
All right, they're reviewing that last play to see whether or not Carlos Del Rio Wilson gained what he needed for the first down. Down by 17 points, and Mark, it's never as simple as saying one thing did it, but turnovers pretty much did it tonight.
Well, yeah, you just, you had built yourself up a nice lead there, had the momentum early in the second half, and, Coastal Carolina comes down, they trim the deficit again, and they start taking advantage of those turnovers, and the next thing you know, they have the 10-point lead, and they would build on it here, and this game started with a big turnover, a pick six for the Thundering Herd by Boogie Trotter.
Colin Brackert is the replay official, and is this the first time that we've had to use him tonight?
I believe you are right, Steve. Here we go.
After further review, the runner was short of the line to gain. The ball go over on downs to Coastal Carolina, first down.
And they'll snap it once, take a knee, and this one will go as a final after 27 more seconds. Melt off the clock. Well, Del Rio Wilson ends up 21 of 36, 153 yards, the one touchdown, a couple of interceptions. He also fumbled once and threw a lateral that was too tall for Joshawn Barbie, and that was recovered by the Chanticleers. That helped their comeback. Marshall led it by 10 early in the second half after leading by 3 at halftime. All Chanticleers after that. And Collier will take one more snap, and then the Chanticleer fans will celebrate, those who remain, a few of them. And there they go. And the clock will wind away, Mark.
Well, Steve, tough loss here for the Thundering Herd. Two old friends battled it out. Tim Beck, the head coach for Coastal, Tony Gibson for Marshall. Game of turnovers here, but in the end, it was Coastal managing to create and then score and take advantage of a great home environment here, and they get the win. Marshall falls to 4-4, big game. Coming up, you got to flip the page pretty quick, Steve. You got a little extra time to get ready for a very good JMU team.
The coaches embrace, the clock's at zeros, and it is a final score at Coastal Carolina University. The Chanticleers celebrate a 44-27 win over Marshall's Thundering Herd. So like Mark said, Coastal with the victory improves to 5-3 on the year and is now 4-1 in Sun Belt play, home against Georgia State a week from Saturday. With the loss, Marshall, falls to 500 on the year, 4-4, also 500 at 2-2 in Sun Belt play. High noon next Saturday against James Madison University. It is a blackout. It is the Memorial game. Fans are encouraged to wear black as well for that one. Chanticleers win at 44-27. We'll turn things over to Luke Hallett back at Network Control after these messages.
Looking for something more from your personal checking account? Then one of our new Community Trust Advantage checking accounts might be right for you. Our Advantage checking accounts offer great features such as ID Protect, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, travel and leisure discounts, and shopping rewards, which makes it easier for you to save money on everyday purchases. Learn more at ctbi.com. Get more out of your checking. Open an account today. Our friendly, professional staff at one of our many branches will be happy to assist you.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to feel the adrenaline rush of the Thundering Herd? We are Thornhill Auto Group. Proudly supports Marshall University football, your ticket to heart-pounding touchdowns and jaw-dropping victories. Thornhill Auto Group knows the power of teamwork. And just like our champion athletes, we're committed to delivering excellence on and off the field. We've got a lineup that'll make you cheer. Get in the game and tackle the savings on the Thornhill Motor Mile today. Click or come by thornhillautomotive.com or US 119 in Chapmanville, Logan, WV, and Belfry, Kentucky. Thornhill Auto Group, your road to total savings. See Thornhill for all details and go Herd.
You're listening to Marshall Football on the Thundering Herd Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Herd fans. If you or someone you know needs a lawyer related to an injury or wrongful death case, we highly recommend you choose Stephen New & Associates as your lawyers. Stephen is a proud graduate of Marshall University, and for more than 25 years, he has fought for West Virginia clients and their families. Stephen New & Associates are the official injury attorneys of Marshall Athletics, and they truly care about every client they serve. Go Herd.
Buying your dream home, driving down new roads, starting that business you've always dreamed of, sending your kids off to college, living out your dream retirement. No matter what dreams you have, Encova Insurance can help make them a reality. Visit Encova.com to find an agent in your neighborhood and find out how you can customize your home, auto, and business insurance to fit your needs today. Encova Insurance. We're ready for what's next.